Hey YouTube, my name's Leah Lauder and I'm a mega church cult survivor, and I spent 18 years in a crazy wacky mega church cult under Dag Heward. Anyway guys, just to let you know, I am going to be going live at the same time on TikTok and on YouTube, so I might not even be looking at YouTube too tough, yeah, but it's just so that we can get the live recording evidence. We could get it recorded so that if survivors want to come back and listen to the live, you know, as they're cooking and cleaning and whatever, we've got it here. So I'm going to be saying good morning to people on TikTok. So good morning YouTube, good morning TikTokers, Kokonga, AM in the cut. All right, so today I'm going to be exposing my ex-cult leader, Dag Heward. My name's Leah Lauder, and I spent 18 years in all like the ministries under Dag Heward. Yeah, so that includes Mustard Seed, Pleasant Surprises, First Love. There's so many of them. I'm going to give you a quick overview of how I got recruited, what my life was like before, and just like a little bio so that you can understand what I'm on. All right. So basically, my boyfriend unalived in police custody in 2007. I was extremely vulnerable. You know, I didn't know whether I was coming or going. I completely broke down. I lost my mind. And that's when I got recruited around that time. So, after that, now because I was just so like mentally unstable and I was vulnerable and whatever, I just kind of dived into the work because I left my dream in it. I was on the X Factor and I left my dream of pursuing becoming a pop star. So I was unemployed at the time. Sorry, these church cults will make you unemployed, yeah. Like if you've got a job that you're working on the weekends or is interfering with the cult, you got to say bye-bye. You got to say bye-bye to that job, child, because it's interfering with the cult. They need you in there 24 hours a day. Oh, you're from Sydney. Hi, Rock. I'm on YouTube, guys, at the same time. I'm on TikTok and YouTube. Hey, Coco. Morning, Helena. Oh my God, we got Sydney. I'm going international, child. That's what they would say in the cult. They'd be like, you are a traveling minister now. You are going to the nations. You are international. You know, they care about being international so much, child. All of these fake church cults, they'll be doing up. They always have international revival, global, eagle, you know, revive. Did I say revival? Mountain. You get me? Morning, my love. I'm good, darling. I'm good. Just get it. I was really depressed yesterday, but I'm better today. Has anyone else been really depressed? I have been trying to just keep my mind right. That's what I've been trying to do up. All right, so today I'm gonna be and then I married a man. I got engaged in under 2 months and I was married to a man in under a year. I'm pregnant with my first child. Yeah, and I am proud to say, because there's a lot of women that they've demonized. I got pregnant before marriage. I was 3 months pregnant when I had my child, and I love my daughter till the moon and back. Do you know what I mean? And I'm very, very proud to say that my daughter was created in love, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. So ladies, if they've demonized you when you've had a baby out of wedlock, you just need to just IDGAF, because if you're really honest, it was that child that saved your life, child, that woke you up to see that you were in a crazy, wacky environment. Do you get what I'm saying? And the whole reason that you keep going is because of your you, on period, point blank. So today I'm going to be exposing the doctrine of Dag Heward. And YouTubers, please bear with me because I don't have the technology to stream from TikTok to YouTube. Maybe I do, but I was in a cult for 18 years, so I'm not technically advanced, child. So on TikTok, they've got the screen behind them, so I'm going to be reading it out to you, okay? So I want to expose this book that my cult leader can't write a book to save his life. So what he does is, in an attempt to do up a lot of information control, I don't know if you're watching this video afterwards, it might go a bit funny, so just bear with me. I don't know what's going on with my internet connection, but anyway, Dag writes a lot of books that are just absolute human fecal matter. He's got a collection of books called the Macarius, and basically it's 66 books. It's a collection of 66 books, but he's written so many books, chat. So when I talk a lot, I refer to this book, The Good General, and I've spoken about it. I've said that Dag has an obsession. And mods, could you please be on it if you're on? Do I have mods on TikTok? I can see Callie in the cut. I can see Haynes. Cass, are you a mod? Just so I can make sure I've got it patterned. So if we do start getting people, because I'm on YouTube, you lot just block them. We're just on absolute smoke today. We're just blocking people. If you got a feeling, your intuition said, just block them up. All right, girl. Yeah, AM in the cut. Just block them up. We ain't got time for it. If you got a vibe, they say something, just block them. Minakir. So so basically, guys, you know, I talk about a lot about his books, but there's one in particular that I make reference to a lot, which is The Good General. And remember, I've said to you that he mentions the German leader, Hitler, over 202 times in the book. Jesus is only mentioned 99 times, and it's called the Good General. So let's get into it. Remember, I said to you that he used HITLER, his blueprint for building his, his empire regime. He's used exactly the same blueprint, exactly the same tactics. Dag's also been exposed for using the 48 laws of power as a blueprint for his book, The Art of Leadership. And I actually will be the mustache man, and I will actually be I can't even remember what I said. I was going to do a comparative analysis between the two books, but I can't remember which one, but I will be doing that. So basically, I'm going to evidence and prove why Dag is obsessed with this leader, HITLER. There's so much about the German leader in this book that it could be in the library. It could be put in the books with the German leader as an autobiography piece. Yeah, that's how much he's mentioned it. Now, I've said it a lot. Now I'm bringing out my receipts in the cut. All right, so let's get into it. So, and again, I want everybody to understand that this book is Christian literature. So this is considered as a Christian book that Dag is doing up writing, saying that this is for Christians. All right, let me just get it up. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, it must be under my download. All right, here it is. All right, so basically, I'm not gonna bother going through the contents page, but I want to show you how a cult leader will twist and manipulate the scriptures to get you to be almost like embodying the spirit of HITLER, because that's what it is. It's the spirit of HITLER, and this man is absolutely obsessed with this leader. He has been since the beginning of time. He used the blueprint, the same blueprint that mustache man used. Yeah, he set up the mustache man, the German leader, set up, I think it was the loyalty regime program. I probably should have had this here, but we'll do a part two. I'll do a part two later and I'll evidence the blueprint that he used, because I really do want to expose this. I'll do some content on it actually and post it after. So basically there was like a loyalty regime, like a program that they used, and they made it compulsory when he was setting up the NAZI regime. He made it compulsory that all young people, I think it was 18 and under, they would have to be part of this regime, and the men, it would train them for war. And it would basically, it was compulsory. The parents didn't have any say. They couldn't say that they had to send their kids to this. Yeah. And the women were doing like homemaking kind of training to train how to be a wife. So again, we could see those very stereotyped patriarchal, misogynistic slurs and tones in the overall regime. And this is basically, he built this in less than a year. He had over I think it was 100,000. And then it went up to 1 million just over a year. So, and that's because of the information control. They didn't have any choice. Do you see it's bounded choice? I've been to 2 church meetings. They seem quick marriage focused. Ooh, yeah, rock. That's all they talk about in there is beloveds. That's why you see a lot of young kids getting married that can't afford to get married. Yeah. So there's a lot of people from the cult I was in under Dag Heward Mills First Love. What they're doing up is getting married in the pastor's office, the back door. They love to do up a backdoor marriage in these cults. Morning, Queen Alita. They love to do a backdoor marriage in these cults. Yeah. Joy, hi, Queen. They love to do. Listen, I've seen gal them, yeah, because they're so desperate for the ring on the finger to be called Mrs. Baby, if you want a ring that much, I can buy it for you, babe. You could be my Mrs. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. They're just, and guys, do you know what? Yeah, it absolutely breaks my heart that women lower their standards to the point of, you're going to get married in the pastor's office. And guys, there's different branches. So I'm not talking about a nice office. I'm talking about a makeshift office that is a storage cupboard that has been converted and made into a tiny box office that the pastor's doing up. Because a lot of them, they're in schools, they're in these, I don't even know what to call them. I'm going to call them storage box church cults. Like they're either in, like where, what do you call industrial? We've got the industrial church cults. They got them in industrial buildings, ja. Then we've got them when they're just on top of the shop. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, the King of UK. He looks like he'd be a vibe, but I can't. I'm going live. So there's a lot of manipulation. Ooh, Rock on YouTube said the women are dressed like in a nightclub. Yeah, just quickly, they did. First Love did a New Year's concert, actually, and they framed it all about me because it is the Leah show, let's face it. Hey Cherry Pie, it is the Leah show. Dag thought it was his show, but I'm here to show him it's the Leah blood clot show in the car. You are so obsessed with me, Dag, that you went to go and do a whole performance. I'm living in the guy's head rent free. I got condos in that guy's head. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, my man wakes up, he's thinking about me. He goes to bed, he's thinking about me in the car. So much so that you felt, Dag, that you needed to put on a strange woman performance based on me. And I just want to say, this woman was wearing a cheap synthetic blonde wig. That's why I got the natural hair in the cut. Go and get the gyal them that have Becky with the good hair. This type of vibe. Where's your strange woman now? Looking like this. This is 90s fine, natural aesthetic, baby. Go and get them to go and do up, because I'm always changing up my hair, babe. It's not just blonde. So they went to go and get the girl with the cheap blonde wig. And please, on TikTok and on YouTube, if you're not following me, if you're not subscribed, please do. Because, you know, I come on here and I come to expose church cults and I come to educate people. I come to create awareness to keep people safe. So please do follow up your home girl, yeah? Yeah, so a lot of them, so the girl, basically when they did their performance, it was a man and a woman, and the man unclothed her. Yeah, she had a silver costume suit over, and he ripped it off her. And then she had this tiny little dress. Hey, Tenny in the cut. She had this tiny little dress underneath, and she was twerking. She had her legs wide open. She was doing the splits. She had her tongue out. It was just absolutely disgusting. It was an absolute disgrace. Oh yeah, it seems calm for now, but Cherry, if you want to move over to there, babe, it's up to you, and I can make you a mod queen. So there's a lot of look, listen, Rock. All I need to tell you is they're in there talking about strange women. If I came in like dressed up to the nines, they'd think I'd be wanting their dusty husbands that don't earn no money. Like, bitch, like, I like high value men. Do you know what I mean? And they cannot be found in the church. So I won't be going to the church, babe, to get me a man. I won't be attending, my love. Yeah, that's not what I'm going to be doing up. They think that you want their dusty pastors that are standing in front of the service every single day, begging and coercing. You think I want a man that begs and thieves money off college students? Listen, yeah. And to me, that's why I think a man is better off that's working in McDonald's. I'd rather be with someone unemployed, to be honest. I'd rather be with an unemployed king that's spiritually woke than being with these guys that's in the church cult and that's what they're doing up. Begging. Do you know what I mean? Because I think that a guy has more integrity than going to teeth up money. Do you understand what I'm saying? From young single mothers that are struggling. Guys, do you know the amount of times in the church cult? I'll never forget 2 visitations in particular I'm going to tell you about. And visitations, basically, in Dag's book, he's got a book called Lay People in the Ministry, and because we do exams on the book, so this is why I remember what it is. So there's an acronym that he uses. It's called PVCI. And that's prayer, visitation, interaction, and counseling. Yeah, it's a load of human fecal matter. That's what Dag thinks the role of a pastor is. So that's why they turn up to your yard unannounced. Do you lot on YouTube understand yard? What I mean when I say yard, it means house. They turn up to your yard unannounced, all crazy hours of the night, 8 p.m., 11 p.m., whenever they feel like it. They've got no respect for your boundaries. They'll just pull up because they believe that it's their duty. It's their duty as a lay minister, because that's how they indoctrinate them, to be pulling up at your house unannounced, because they believe that they have a mandate to be doing up visitation. Hey, Cherry Pie. All right, let me see if I can make you a mod on here, girl. Add as moderator. All right, you're a mod on there, Queen. Thank you, my love. Thanks for the follow. It's exactly like Jehovah's Witness. Are you a king or a queen? Because I address everybody that comes on and listens to what I'm talking about, and that's part of it. I call you kings and queens, and I don't want to get emotional because we were broken down so much in there. That I think we need to take our power back. We need to take back what's rightly ours. Do you know what I mean? Our birthright. We are kings and queens. You get me? Kings and queens of the land and kings of queens of cosmos. That's what we are. But they've taken away our divinity. Miss J, what happened? I'm a mega church cult survivor. Spent 18 years in a mega church cult under Dag Heward Mills. He's an absolute malignant narcissist, and I've been exposing them since last year. Period. So I basically go. I'm like the Jaguar of you know what Jaguar does in Hollywood. I'm like the church exposer version of Jaguar. Yeah, so does that, when I say that, everybody gets it. Everybody gets it in the cut. When I say, I just have to say Jaguar. I'm the Jaguar of exposing mega church cults, child. That's what I do. All day, every day, I live, breathe, and eat this, bitch. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here exposing until the cows come home in the cut. We will get justice. I represent a collective. That's what we are. We're survivors from all over the world that have experienced SA, rape, psychological abuse, emotional manipulation, everything, financial exploitation. That's why I don't mind being out here looking crazy, babe. I've got one word for you, actually, 2 words for you, 3. John the Baptist in the car. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, people thought John the Baptist was crazy. So me not care. I'm out here exposing. As soon as I open my eyeballs, I'm ready to jump on and expose the cult. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, me not care. Do you think I see the day when I would be on the internet like this, not looking my best? But you know what? It's not about me. And what doctrine is good? Why are you asking me what doctrine is good? What doctrine do you think is good? You need to go within. I don't have them answers for you, but it definitely ain't Dag Heward Mills, Jar. It definitely ain't Dag Heward Mills. And you've got to go within, because even Christianity, I've got my issues with it. I think that it's a patriarchal lens of Christianity. So I'm really about educating people on the matriarchal lens. I'm on, oh, thanks, Rock. Oh, Rock said I look fine. Thanks, babe. Oh, thanks, Rock. You're such a king. You know me, I love a compliment, yeah. Thank you. Especially because I'm single. I'm not really like out there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not out there to be like, I don't have anyone like, you know, kissing my feet at the moment and laying out the red carpet. But I will. Yes, Black Rose, I agree. There's no doctrine that's good, because what you need to understand is a doctrine is a man's ideological perspective of a certain thing. That, or you know, or we could say of the Bible, because we're doing it in a Christian context. There's no proof. There's no proof to back up what Dag's saying. So that's why the health, wealth, prosperity teaching gospel is very dangerous indeed, extremely dangerous, because they're doing up. Lay your roof. Did you say it was my birthday soon, girl? I meant to respond to you. It's on Wednesday, Queen. Yeah, there's no, it's just their ideological perspective that has absolutely no, they don't evidence it. There's no evidence. Guys, do you realize that every single thing we do, whether it could be with the bloody shop, you need a blood clot receipt, B, like to exchange your ish, to take something back, to refund it. You need a receipt, bruv. You need to prove where you bought. You can't just go into any shop and be like, I'm returning these. But in the church, it's like that, because we're so like naive and brainwashed. It's like it's the same ideology as walking into a shop and going to exchange clothes. You ain't got no tag on it. You ain't got no receipt, nothing. And it's like that with the mega church. They've got absolutely no proof, but they indoctrinate us to have this blind faith to the point where we're like dummies. We're bots. That's what I call them in these churches. They're bots. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they don't think for themselves. They've got the mind of the cult leader, and that's on period, point blank. Like, nobody can't tell me a damn different thing. So if you've come in as a troll trying to be slick, what doctrine do you think is good, baby? No. Because you see you trolls, even when you come in and ask a little sideways comment, I'm gonna flip it and use it to just expose the cult even more. From what I see, they use backing of scripture. They don't use no backing of scripture. Anyway, Ant, you just sit here and watch. That's what you are. You're an ant. You're a follower. That's what you are. You know, ants, they collect up. They just work all the time. Even Dag uses ants. He's got an obsession with animals. Even Dag uses ants to talk about ministry. That's what you are. You're an ant. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go into exposing the good general. This is because Ant is a member from First Love. So Cherry Pie, you can watch him. If he gets too slick and is doing too much, let's just block him. Yeah, but I want him to hear this. I want it. Actually, Ant, I want you to ooh, Rock, you're very smart. I want you to respond to what I'm talking about, because your cult leader is absolutely obsessed with the German leader. Do you know what? I'm just going to forward all of this. Let's just get straight into it. So this is the good general from Dag Heward Mills, and I'm going to, in chapter 2, is everyone here? This is the time when you need to be sharing up. Share the live, like Cece your power. Share the live. I'm prophetess Cece. Share the live. You get me? Share the live and like it up. Guys, I want to see you tap in. We need to get up to 10K to get on the FYP, guys. Like up the live. Like it up, you lot, because this is major exposure in the cut. So this is Dag's chapter 2, good general. A good general will avoid a foolish fight. Fight the good fight of faith. 1 Timothy 6:12. A good general is a trained fighter, but will not fight a foolish fight. The Bible teaches us to fight the good fight. It's a good thing to fight the good fight of faith. This guy can't even write to save his life. Like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? I can't even. This is like Guys, it's torture to read this. This is non-readable, chat. Non-readable. What the hell is this? To fight means to strive vigorously for something. However, there are many foolish persons can get into. Oh my gosh, I can't even read this. He writes so badly. It's absolutely terrible. Are you into a foolish fight or are you into a good fight? Question mark. I just want everyone to know that this is classed as Christian literature by my ex-cult leader. This is his book, A Good General. He's telling it's the science of leadership. So he's coined it as the science of leadership, and this is what he's doing up. This is what, remember I told you he was obsessed with him, because unlike you, Ant, I joined the church in 2006, 2006, yeah? So all you need to know is when Dag had his obsession with when Dag had his obsession with this German leader back in the 2000s, I was sitting in the congregation getting indoctrinated to see this German moustache man as a good leader. To see what he indoctrinated me to believe, babe, about you want to talk about he's not twisting scriptures. Let's see how he does it up with this then in the cut. Because he was saying that this German leader did a lot of evil things, but he was a good leader and we can learn from him because he started in Germany and he went to take over the world and he built an empire. So Dag is absolutely obsessed. He's built his whole ministry on this German leader. So you think you're in there doing up praying and doing up following Jesus Christ, but you're not. You're following up Hitler than you are more than Jesus Christ. Yeah, so don't come in here try to say and let me like the scripture. How are you gonna come in here defending the cult and say you're not a cult? Do you think I was born yesterday? I'm not brainwashed like you, babe. I'm not brainwashed like you. What do they think? Do they think I'm like 3 weeks old? Like you lot think like that because you ain't got a brain, babe. Do you get what I'm saying? You ain't got a brain. Oh, thanks, Rock. Rock, you know what, babe? I just say it as it is. Man, I care. I don't have time because I don't have nothing. When I tell you they stripped me of everything, like what you see is what you get, bitch. Do you get what I'm saying? Like they took everything from me. So I'm outside in these streets, in the state I'm in right now, showing people this is what they will do to you. I'm looking fine whilst be doing up mad woman, but me not care. Me not care because they're gonna get exposed in the car, and I'm just riding the wave. Do you know what I mean? I'm just riding the wave. I'm just riding through it, babes, because they took everything from me. So I can't lose. Do you know what I mean? I can't lose because they took it all away from me. Do you understand? So I'm gonna be out here doing up what I need to do. They are wicked, Shakisha, wicked. The wickedness is on another level, girl. It's on a. I've told you, look, I'm a survivor of CCE. That's child criminal exploitation. Thank you, Sophie. I appreciate you, Queen. I really, really appreciate you, girl. You're gonna make me cry. Sorry, I'm just so emotional, guys. Because of like the season that I find myself in. Do you know what I mean? Like it's so hard. And when I get compliments like that, it really does mean the world to me. I just want to let you know, And guys, a compliment is free. Thank you, the one. A compliment is free. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, compliment people, man. When you got nothing to lose, total honesty. Oh, Rock, you're such a king, man. I need to be coming on YouTube more. And when I'm doing the lives, I'm just going to come on YouTube. F it. All right. So let's get into it. General Paulus and the foolish fight. Yeah. Morning, Queen NS in the cup. In 1942, Adolf Hitler, the leader of Germany, invaded Soviet Union for the second time and tried to capture an important city called Stalingrad. Both Adolf Hitler and Stalin. This is my cult leader, a bishop called Dag Heward Mills. This is his doctrine. You know what, guys? No, let me just get into it. This is his doctrine. His book, The Good General. This is a Christian book, and he is talking about the Hitler leader because he convinced us and indoctrinated us to see Hitler as a good leader. I need everybody to know this, and this is on Period Point Black. This is why this is a cult. It's a very evil, wicked organization that Dag Heward Mills has built off the back of the Hitler leader. So this man's spirit, it lives on in a lot of pastors, child. It lives on in a lot of the churches that you're going to, pure evil and wickedness, because they loathe control. They need to feed their ego. The congregation is a narcissistic supply. Like, I need everyone to know that church is a cult, is a narcissist dream. Thanks, babe. Whoever said they're generally listening. Listen, a church is a narcissist dream, Jar. It's a CEO position. That's all it is. They're a CEO of a business. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And narcissists, they love positions. They love like validation in the things that they have. So you'll find CEOs in like very high powered, roles, CEOs, director, vice president. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why look at Trump. That's a perfect example of a cult leader and a cult following Trump. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it doesn't get, thank you for the follow, babe. It doesn't get, oh, is that Tally? Oh, hey girl, I see your lives. Is that Tally? Oh, hey girl, you're such a queen. Yeah, so it's just that it's the same, these pastors, and that's why, like, when you see someone like Trump, yeah, it's like, don't get mad. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Bev in the car, don't get like, oh my god, how could this happen? There's loads of pastors doing it. There's loads of them are billionaires taking over the world. Do you know what I mean? With this foolish doctrine and these fake churches that like Trump, it's just like a magnifying glass on it, because that man is doing up fake pastor. Trump could have a mega church. Yeah, it's all about the ego. It all comes from the ego place. So that's why they said, oh, I was already following Strug. Oh, okay, thank you, girl. That's what they do, man. They're liars. They're liars and the truth ain't in them. And then they'll be demonizing everyone else, pointing at everyone else, saying, witch, this, that. You are a witch, a demon, a straight. Why are you talking about Hitler, Dag? Why is The Good General an autobiography of Hitler? Can you tell me, please? Because before you go throwing stones at people in glass houses, go look on yourself, Jack. You look like throwing stones too much, man, in the church. And you lot are the biggest sinners of them all. You're the most wicked people I ever see on my life. You're the most wicked. I've never seen such wicked hearts and wicked people in my whole life. They're in the church. That's where they are. They're in the church. The desperation for money was crippling. Dag Heward Mills came to the UK yesterday, and someone put in the chat yesterday, oh, because Dag came to the UK to collect coins off kids, child. So he came yesterday to the UK. The first sign of failure, the cult crumbling to the ground and burning, was him going to the Oval. I was in that cult for 18 years. With Dag, it's grandiose. He ever only goes to London Apache. That man has never stepped foot in the Oval since it started. First Love has been around for years. That man has never gone to preach in Oval. It is never, not a day in his life. That is not, historically, he's never gone. Now, all of a sudden, when loads of people are leaving your church cult and your incomes come down, now you're running to get on a plane, Dag, to come and be collecting offerings for people in Oval and in Mustard Seed. Dag, I hope you watch this. Dag, didn't you tell us a couple of years back, if my memory serves me correct, it was maybe 2013 or 2014, weren't you doing up telling us, Mustard Seeders, you told us as a denomination when you discarded us, when you started First Love, when you came to the church cult, before you did the Am I Good for Nothing camp, when you made all the black people come off the stage and all the whiteys go on the stage because you'd never seen so many whiteys in your life, you then proceeded to do up and say that it was going to be the whitey people that were going to save the United Kingdom. Because when the whiteys come to church, they like to see people that look like them. He then proceeded to talk about white forefathers and giants of the faith like Smith Wigglesworth. And he then proceeded to do a call for all the whitey people that were in there to jump up and come and sit on the stage, because they were going to save the UK. There was a black Ghanaian first gen guy, because remember I told you the Ghanaians, the Africans, they've got internalized whitey supremacy in them. So they see me as a Oyimbo and an Obroni, a whitey woman. And even in the black community, you wouldn't even describe me as light skin. I'm caramel, or I'm what they call in South London, a browning in the car. A browning, baby. We're rare. A browning. A browning. Everybody wants a browning, bitch, with the hair like this and looking like this. Everyone wants a browning, chat. So until you lot can deconstruct and deprogram from seeing me as an Obroni and an Oyimbo woman, then we can sit down and have a conversation, yeah? So Dag's an aces. That's what he is. Yeah, whitey privilege, Rosie, in the car. And my family's like a United Colours of Benetton. You see my brother, you'd think he was white. I got nieces with blonde hair and bright blue eyes, green eyes. Do you understand me? When I'm taking them shopping, people are looking at me like I've napped someone's youths because my nieces look so whitey. Do you understand what I'm saying? When I'm taking them Brixton to do their hair and they're doing their extension, everybody's looking at me like I'm nuts. They're my blood nieces and nephews. Do you understand? So I don't like getting into this discourse, but we have to talk about it because it's real. And this is what they do. They're liars and the truth. So Ants, are you still here? Are you still here defending Daddy? Are you still here defending Prophet? Are you still here defending Dag Heward Mills? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Are you still there? Are you still doing that up? Because I don't understand why you lot feel you have a leg to stand on when your cult leader is out here writing a book called The Good General and it's an autobiographic piece of Hitler. Like, what do you mean, babe? Like, what do you mean in the cult? And then you lot think you're going to come and have... Listen, I was in that cult for a very long darn time, planted in there as a seed by my Lord, Christ and Savior. Yeah. So that's why I'm exposing it up. So no one's got any chat for me, babe. You just can't win this. You can't win this war. Because I've got Dag's doctrine. He's programmed me with his doctrine for 18 years. I've deconstructed and deprogrammed myself and kept all of the good bits so I can just literally expose the hell out of him. Don't play with me. When they thought I was unalive, they never thought that I would rise up to do this. They thought I was going to go back to the roads. They thought I was going to go back to criminality. They thought I was going to go back to being with gangs. They thought I was going to unalive. They thought I was going to lose my damn mind because that's how I presented in the cult. But oh no, bitch! I went and they thing me unalive. They BURIED'd me unalive. They left me for DAEAD, and that's what they'll do. That's what these church cults will do. They will rinse you dry and then they will leave you for unalive, leave you to rot. That's what they'll do. They don't give a damn. They're a bunch of narcissists. All they know how to do is discard and appoint new people. Discard and appoint. Listen, bitch, if you're in there, yeah, and you get terminal cancer, do you know there's a pastor that's left because he was diagnosed with cancer? And when he got, this man had been in the church cult for well over 20 years, probably 25 years plus. And as soon as this man got cancer, do you think anyone checked for him? Do you think anyone came to see this man in the hospital? Nope. Do you think anyone checked on his family? Nope. After this man had given all his life, so he left. He ain't in there anymore. OG pastor. That's Pastor Abby Nelson. Even though he was doing up his little thing in the cult as well. You get me? Because a lot of pastors are essaying and doing up stuff with the gal them in their chat. But the facts are like they're leaving. Even the essayers, even the pastors that have been essaying gal them are leaving. They're cutting out. They're ducking out. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like it's absolutely terrible in there. All right. So let's get back onto what I was talking about, chair. So in chapter 2 of The Good General, my cult leader has written a book. It's supposed to be Christian literature, but it's all about HITLER. Leah went over and above and beyond their imagination, saving people from there to create awareness. Thank you, Aliyah. You're such a queen. Do you know what I mean? You're an absolute... Actually, Aliyah, I think you're an empress, child. Oh, thanks for the follow, babe. It's not the love of Christ, Anne-Marie. And YouTubers, I'm on TikTok at the same damn time. It's not the love... They're wicked. Don't you understand? Guys, this is a war between light and dark, period. That's why we need to deconstruct ourselves from religion, child, because there's a lot of false prophets at the moment. There's a lot of pastors that are wolves dressed in sheep's clothing, guys. They're in cosplay. They're in cosplay. They're playing dress up. It's Halloween. That's what these church cults, it looks like Halloween. You know, that's what they do. That's supposed to be manifesting, falling out under the Spirit of God. Something was way off the way they glorified Dag. Yeah, man. It's a mental asylum. That's what it is. And I say mental asylum because that is what they used to call mental institutions before we had knowledge and awareness on mental health being trauma and where that stems from. When people were GAY, they would send them to a mental asylum. When people, do you understand what I'm saying? There was no understanding, Jar. So that's why I say mental asylum, because it's given that. Very archaic, very draconian, very discriminative, very judgmental, and just going at, and people that are just not meant to, well, the environment exasperates the mental health, innit? So there's underlying trauma, but they're in there treating people through their fake doctrine, thinking that it's healing and saving them. That's why I call it an asylum. Does that make sense? Because I'm not here to demonize mental health. I myself am with community mental health services, chair. I don't know what's going on with my mental health at the moment. So I am an advocate for mental health. I'm living with it, innit? So I'm not here to demonize people with mental health. And if you have got mental health, you're just spiritual and special. Spiritual and special, chair. SS in the cup, baby. You're spiritual and you special, baby. You got special gifts, yeah. Because I'm gifted, bitch. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to try and paint it as men. Yeah. Because my brain is a genius where genius is, you get me? Like, where's all my neuro-spicy man them and gal them in the cup? Where's all my people them with mental health, yeah? You get me, Cherry, you're such a queen. I don't want to get emotional. I just feel so emotional with the support, everything I'm seeing here. I just want to say I love you lot. Big yourself up, Kakanga, in the cut. Could you talk to any of the leaders if something you thought? No, Anne-Marie, no, you cannot. No, you can't. Anne-Marie, you can't. Girl. You can't say a word to these ninjas, child. You got to remain silent. They train us that when a pastor's counseling, talking, preaching, teaching, doing anything, you have to say, I agree totally with the pastor. I agree totally and fully with the pastor. I love you, Kokanga. I love you. You got to agree. You got to reiterate what he's saying. So a gal could be sitting, guys, like to explain to you the trauma of not having a voice. not being my authentic self, putting on the pseudo personality and identity of the cult leader. I couldn't articulate it. I couldn't quite put it into words, but it felt like I was in a prison for 18 years. I did my time. I want everyone to know that I spent longer in this cult than certain mandem I know who have taken someone's life that did 10 years. I've worked with children and young people in Medway secure estate because, as you know, I'm a specialist in gang intervention and gang mediation. That's what I do, bitch. Yeah, so I'm a youth and community worker that specializes in gangs in the cup, and I've also got a master's in social work. So I've been working with unalivers. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, people are, oh, Leah, are you? Be careful, be careful. You know when these dumb people come on, oh, Leah, be careful. Are you scared? Have you been sleeping with the enemy, babes? Have you been in a relationship with someone who just unalives people for fun and will just get out and bore someone up? Have you been there, babes? Have you been there? Have you seen someone getting bored up in front of you? Have you seen someone's life draining from their body before? Have you seen that, babe? Have you moved with unalivers? Have you worked in prisons? Not as a therapist working in an enclosed area, but I was in the freaking wings, babe, on the blocks. Are you having a laugh? The man then were taking me into their wing because obviously I'm not like these mega church who's where I'm just going to be dropping my panties at a drop of a hat. You get me? I was actually working with these young people, trying to help them and advocate on their behalf. They were making me banana fritters in the kettle, bitch. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, the man them love me in there. They were making me tuna on induction ward. What are you talking about in Rochester? You having a laugh? Do you know what I mean? So it was built off relationship and trust. The man them were looking out for me in the prisons. Do you understand what I'm telling you? So when I'm telling you that you find the most evil, wicked people in churches, you better believe me when I say it, bitch. Because I've worked in the most high security prisons and secure estates in the UK. In the UK. Go on my LinkedIn and go and Google me up, babes. Yeah? And I can tell you, and these are people that they have put away, kids as well. Kids from the age of 10. That's what a secure estate is when they put them in there younger. You know, like the Jamie Bolgers, when kids unalive other kids. This is what I was doing, guys. This is my specialist area. This is my specialism. Do you understand? And never have I met more of a wicked and evil man than Bishop Richard, i.e. your First Love Church cult. Why did I stay so long? Oh God, I was indoctrinated. I was brainwashed. I was married. You know, my ex-husband, even though my ex-husband weren't as sold out as me for the cult, because listen, he still liked having his cider and his beer, you know what I mean, and watching his football on a Sunday, chat. If Chelsea was playing on Sunday, my ex-husband was leaving straight away from church. He weren't doing a damn thing. He's got to go home. Queen Ange in the car. He's got to go home. Do you get what I'm saying? He's got to go home and watch Chelsea playing. He's not here. And then I'd be sitting there, like, you know, with my judgmental eyes. Like, I used to hate my husband at times. Because it's like, why can't you just be like the rest of the guys in the church? Why can't you just like become a pastor and lead me in that way? Like, why can't you do more? And this man was a, well, I don't really want to get into my marriage because I've got 2 girls. Especially not on YouTube. But what I will say, because I know my kids use YouTube a lot, is their dad is absolutely beautiful for his kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, he does everything and he goes above and beyond for his girls. He's an absolutely wonderful father. I cannot fault him. You know, the kids are his absolute world. And one thing I cannot take away from that man is that he's a good father. So I won't say anything bad, just based off what he does for the girls and how much of a good dad he is. And if my kids do ever come across this video, I love your daddy. Okay, girlies. Because that's not what we're going to do. We're not doing up that. And one thing I will not let that cult allow me to do. Thank you, NS. Love you, girl. One thing I will not allow that cult to do is to ruin, like, break apart my family. And what I mean by that is, yes, I am divorced, but you can still co-parent in a healthy way. You can still put the kids first. You get what I'm saying? Like, my kids shouldn't be affected. My kids should have the same life because they didn't ask for none of this. We decided to have them kids. And whether the period, point blank, cherry pie, and whether we've decided we're going to move on, we're not going to be together anymore, this, that, and the third, the kids shouldn't be impacted, guys. And I know it's hard. And, you know, again, guys, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because I'm not telling you co-parent with your, you know, narcissistic, you know, ex. You still do have to co-parent in a way, though, innit? But if they've been abusive, put their hands on you, things like that, I'm not telling you, you got to do what you got to do for your safety and the safety of your kids, okay? Please, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. All right. I think somebody asked me something. So basically, thank you, Roses. So basically, one of the main reasons why I stayed so long is because I was obsessed with my spiritual father, Reverend Edmund. I didn't want to disappoint him. I didn't want to prove people right, because, you know, I came from like a worldly background, like singing in the world, being on one of the biggest talent shows in the world. If you don't know, I was on X Factor. I was put into a band called Hope. And YouTubers, go and put me in the search bar, put in Hope, Hope, X Factor. You will see your girl. You will see baby Leah on there, chat. And there's so much content, bitch, because we made it to the finals, to the final 5. So there's a lot of videos up on YouTube. We had fans as well. So the fans have done a lot of beautiful, you know, montages of us touring, you know, doing up what we were doing up. They used to follow us when we were touring and doing up our shows. So there's a lot of content on there. Yeah, go and check it out, girl. Go and check it out. Because when I first started speaking, they tried to tell me that I'm relevant because of Dag. Like, bitch, do you know some of my exes? If I was to drop some of my exes' names right now, here today, people are, I can get clout just off the back of mandem that I've been associated with and been with. I can get, these people that I've dealt with in the past, they got more clout, they're more known than Dag Heward Mills. So I could just come on YouTube and sit down and tell all my stories if I wanted to. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean, man? They're obsessed with Dag in there. They're in a self-sealing system. They think Dag ain't nothing, babe. Dag's something to you lot because you're in a self-sealing system, ho. Don't you understand? You're in a self-sealing system, so it's only you lot that are endorsing the books. No one buys the books outside of Dag's ministry. The only people that you'll see having Dag's books is poor people in a village somewhere or in different parts of the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? Where he's gone and done his Healing Jesus crusade and he gives out his books for free. What do you mean, babe? What are you talking about? You get them broke pastors that will have his books because they got it for free at a pastor's conference or a Healing Jesus crusade. Don't piss me off. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one's buying them books. And then you've got affiliated cult churches like Caris that will be buying the books because David Antry, again, is a bottom B and a spiritual son, just like how I'm a spiritual daughter of the house. That's what David Antry is. What are you telling me, babes? Who knows about Dag? Did anyone know about Dag Heward Mills before I started speaking out? If you didn't go to the cult, did anyone know who this guy was? Pastor Toby is more known than Dag. Are you having a laugh? Even Macedo, UCKG is Dag, you're nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you're nothing, babe. You've created a cult, a self-sealing system, and you lie. You lot in First Love, you lie about targets during the pandemic. Listen, yeah, let me tell you lot something real quick, yeah. I'm a mega church cult survivor, girl. I was heavily involved in a cult. I was a minister of song, a worship leader. You know what? Yeah, because you see in this cult, they make everything about titles, but then they humble you. So it's like to see you as nothing. Oh, so crazy. I can't even explain it. But I was a worship leader for 18 years, a minister of song. Do you understand what I'm telling you? And I was doing everything and anything in there for 18 years. I weren't just singing. I was doing everything. I was at SLAV and they still didn't give me their stupid pastor's title. Anyway, I'm glad they didn't give me that pastor's title because I would have been even more peed off right now. I'm not even going to lie. Found it strange when I'd mentioned Dag Heward Mills to other Christians and they wouldn't know. Oh my God, who's this queen? There's a queen called Jasmine on YouTube. Oh my gosh, girl. Yes. Back in the 2000s, they used to talk about Dag like he was like the king of the world. Okay. So you have this fake, like authority. And this is why they'll, like, when you speak to one of these naive robot Christians, yeah, they'll be talking down on you like they're up here and you're down here, like they're the king of the world. They're this, you know, powerful, mighty man of God now. Their whole, like, that's because of the cult leader. They take on the personality, so they become cantankerous and repulsive. They become repulsive. You don't even want to be around them. It's the fake, grandiose ideologies that these cult leaders have. Like Dag Heward Mills, he thinks that he's something that he's not. Oh, it's you, Jasmine. Oh my God. Okay, that makes sense because you are an absolute queen. So they've got these, because the cult leaders, Alita, do you know what? When you're on, I don't even need to worry about these trolls. I see the comment. I think, oh, Alita's probably blocking them as we speak, child. If you're still defensive after yesterday, you're in high denial. Woo! Woo! Yes, everyone's on fire today. Everyone's on fire, child. Oh, do you know what? F it. This girl is on fire. 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 What? giving, that's what the comments are giving. It's an outpouring of how I feel. Yeah. So they'll come on and they'll be talking down to you like you're nothing, like you're no one, like they think they're better than everyone else. So that's because they've got the fake grandiose ideologies that the cult leaders got, child. And they take on the oh hey Keely, oh but girl, don't even go there, bitch. You know you're a superstar out here, child. Don't even do that, Keely. Don't even do that, girl. So no one knew about Dag. And as Jasmine said, she found it strange when she would say to other Christians, oh my gosh, Dag Heward Mills, my cult leader. Oh, you must have heard of him. Like, and it's like the way he made us feel like he was the king of Ghana as well, like the emperor of Ghana. So it's like when you're mentioning him to Ghanaians, like Ghanaians are more likely to know of Dag, even if they don't go to church, than actual Christians in Christendom. Because as I said, it's a Ghanaian fundamentalist Christian cult in the cut. To give someone 1,000 before giving it to your mum is wild. Ooh! Oh my gosh, is that you lot want a concert today? Is that what you lot want? Do you lot want me to be doing up a concert? Because the comments are just like, they're just coming. Thanks for the follow, guys. Am I talking about Jim Jones? I'm talking about Jim Jones's twin. Twin, where have you been? Nobody knows me quite like you. Nobody can love me. That's what it's giving. Because Jim Jones, actually, let me put up the picture. YouTube, I'm coming, please. Just bear with me for a second because I'm on TikTok as well. Let me put up the blood clot picture to show you the twin. Twin, where have you been? Do you know what I mean? Like, Mini did a big one with that tune, man. What are you talking about? Money long, money. What I mean? What? Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Block Angela. Look at him. Oh, YouTube, do you know what? Effort, you lot are going to be getting ghetto Leah, man. Me not caring no more, man. Like, seriously, YouTube, I can't, because you know what? I'm just hood. Like, I can't help it, man. I try to be a classy bird, but, you know. So that's what would happen. We would mention Dag and no one would know. And still to this day, no, if I show you this geezer, do you know who the hell he is? He's created a self-sealing system and they lie about the targets. This guy, yeah, is claiming that he's got 3,500 churches worldwide. Yes, on Facebook, he's got over 1 million followers, I think, or on some of his social medias. But the only reason he's got so many followers on Facebook is because we were slaving ourselves out during the pandemic, because Facebook was that's where we used to do up our services, and watch parties was on Facebook. So we got a lot of people to follow him, like randoms, because they will tell you, listen, during the pandemic, they were telling us, get people to follow Dag. Your mom, your dad, your brother. So that's why sometimes if you've got a family member that's severely and heavily indoctrinated, they'll ask you to do things. Oh, can you share this link? Or can you do this? Or do you understand what I'm saying? What I'm telling you lot. Because we get ordered to do stuff on behalf of the cult. Yeah. But no one knows. Oh, Elizabeth, your mother's hurt. Your mother's hurt. Your mother got hurt when your dad left her when she was impregnated with you. Babe, is anyone even claiming your mother? What are you talking about, babe? Are you having a laugh? Coming on here to talk human fecal matter about I'm hurt. Your mum's hurt. We can tell by the way she carries herself and looks. Guys, like up the live. Like up the live. All right, so let's continue with the good general then, but you know, it's good to deviate off and do whatever. And YouTube, I'm gonna, at about maybe an hour and a half-ish, I'm gonna like stop when I finish this one. But I will be on TikTok. So if you want to come on TikTok and do it, because you know with YouTube, I just feel like I can't move because I got my laptop here, and you know, I should have put it on my desk so I could move freely. But now I know that I'm doing up YouTube lives the same as TikTok. I'm going to make the sacrifice to be in the living room, my dining room area, because I can't be in my bed, you know, because of I have a disability, BTW. I've got a disability and I've got a chronic health issue, child. I've got a chronic health issue and I've got a disability. I've got Addison's, hyperadrenalism, and kidney disease. And I had hypertension and preeclampsia with both my pregnancies, and nearly was unalived, and my daughter was nearly unalived because of the trauma and the modern day labor that they were doing up in the cult. Yeah. So I live with a chronic illness. That's why I'm in my bed more time when I'm doing lives and talking to you lot. Okay. All right. But I will make the sacrifice with my chronic back pain to sit up and be doing the lives with YouTube. I will do that because I think it's a long overdue, ja. And I think as survivors, we need the lives to be like recorded so that we can go back and listen to them, because I listen to the lives afterwards, but I can't download it because it's hours. Sometimes I'm on TikTok for 4 hours. Good morning, Queen. New to your live, checking in from London. Oh, hey, Sharp Gold. Welcome, my love. This is a safe space for everybody. We accept everybody, no matter sexuality, gender, creed, color, race, like we accept everybody. So just make yourself comfortable and just speak your truth. But we don't like religious rhetoric, yeah, because we're survivors of mega church cult abuse. Okay. And we also have survivors of Islamic offshoot cults as well. So we also don't endorse come to Islam, and everything will be fixed. No, it won't, bitch. Because I've got girls that were traffic lighted to from England to places in Europe, and their passport taken off them from their Muslim father because they were in a Muslim offshoot cult. So please, we don't do up that. Anyway, moving on swiftly. I was told she was very spiritual. Talk about cognitive dissonance. I left. Oh no, wait. Oh God, you lot, YouTube is blowing up in the comments, chat. YouTube gets crazy on YouTube. All right, let's read up some of the comments from YouTube. Like, guys, I'm going live at the same damn time, chat, as YouTube and TikTok. Yes, so fam, answer the question in the chat. I'm not taking any live guests right now because I'm live streaming on both. Yeah, come on YouTube, man. I know you from the youth camp and the main branch in London. You used to be on fire. Oh, hey. Okay, what youth camp? Because I didn't really go to the youth camp, but because I have to be careful with these trolls because they're liars and the truth ain't in them. I didn't really used to go to the youth camps. I went to the adult camps, but I was on fire, to be honest, and I was in the main branch. So yeah. Because a few of them have been trying to come on here and act like they know me, and they're just liars. So it's like, no, bitch. Hey, Joy. Then we've got Joy just came from TikTok to YouTube. You lot are traveling, innit? You lot are traveling online from YouTube to TikTok, ja. I wanted a girl I wanted as my beloved. Woo! Was convinced not to date me because she was more holier than I was. A couple of weeks later, they wanted to link me up with this girl I didn't fancy. Oh my God, PJ, I'm so sorry. I was told she was very spiritual. Talk about cognitive dissonance. I left. Oh, hey, Mariko. Congo. PJ, do you know what? I just want to say I'm so sorry, babe, because I'm not going to lie. I have been on the other end of that. So I've been the girl that's been the spiritual daughter, the favorite, the one that they've been picky about who to marry. Because remember, I told you in the cult, and he's just confirmed it. How beloveds work, how marriages work is you got to ask for the pastor's permission, not the girl's dad, not the girl's mother. You got to go and ask for the pastor's permission to marry the girl, and then you will get the vibe. Like, and then it's based off recommendation. So PJ weren't recommended. They didn't think that he was good enough for her because why? Because he wasn't involved in the church cult as much as the girl was, and that's what they do. Remember, I told you my pastor said to me, he was like, so many men have been coming forward asking about me from different branches because basically, oh my gosh, look, I'm disassociating. This is so traumatic. Sorry, guys. When you know what it gets like when I talk about my spiritual father, child, it's so traumatizing because as I was talking about it, I just all of a sudden I was in London Apache again, like standing there on a Tuesday after service. Everyone's around me. My pastor's there looking at me saying this. It was just like it's PTSD. And basically, he said he's not going to tell me. Oh, thanks, Roses. You're such a queen. He said he's not going to tell me about any of the guys that are coming forward anymore, because they're all like none of them are good enough. Like that's how. Oh, thanks, Misa. That's what my pastor was telling me. You know, he didn't feel like none of the men were good enough. So I was walking around on I thought I was that bitch. I'm not even gonna lie. But remember, I was humble in it. So I wasn't caught up in like the cult and what they would do. Because when you get caught up in it and you start to, you know, give in, like you start to think you're too nice, like Mother Dianara, you start to human fecal matter on people. I never had that wickedness in my heart, like a lot of the gal them that's in there. And then they'll be acting like they don't know anyone anymore because Bishop Richard has given them this title or this promotion. It's like that. That's how it gets in the church cult. So I'm really sorry, PJ. That must have been really traumatic. Do you know what I mean? Because they give you the part. Like, what you need to understand is with these marriages, it's like a reward system. So they reward people through the marriages, and they also show like the people's status and stuff like that. So if there's a girl and she's doing a lot in the cult, they're going to want to match her with someone like a pastor or someone that can help to like grow the cult, can help to like edify it, like build it up. So you would have been what's the word? What's that word when he's a liability? You would have been a liability, PJ, to them. You're a king in real life, but to them, you would have been a liability because it's like you're the head of the house, so you have all the power over the woman. Remember that, because it's a misogynistic, patriarchal environment. Hey, Temi in the cut. And Dag runs, it's a patriarchal, misogynistic environment. And then I think that the canon Bible is a patriarchal lens of Christianity anyway. So it's exasperated by so how we can prove and tell that the canon Bible is a patriarchal lens of Christianity is because you can think, oh my God, how did they get such an evil doctrine from the Bible? But they do, because it's a patriarchal lens. So you see that the doctrines are the ideological perspectives of the malignant, narcissistic man who is a misogynist and a patriarch with internalized whitey supremacy. So that is why we get all of these outside doctrines that we get. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Mariko. I was the one who wasn't good enough as I wasn't that established. Oh, Joy. I'm so, yeah, but girl, you know, the face card never declines, babe. You know, they're just a bag of haters in there. You weren't good enough to them, but that face card never declines, bitch. Do you know what I mean? Like, even when you ain't got the peas, Joy, that face card is still working, girl. It's very much active, child. That face card's never declined, not a day in your life, queen. And that's on period point blank. Where's Elita's period? You get me? Like, Elita, man, where's the period? You get it, girl? Like, did they ever study the Bible, or just used his books? Just his books. Just his books. Just his books, Cece. Just his book. All his books. It's Dag's books. It's the Dag show, babe. It's the Dag show. It's the Dag show. That's all it is. It is forbidden, it is haram, it is against the law of Dagfodian kingdom to preach out of the Bible. Tell me if I'm wrong. Where's Anne? Anne, are you still here? Defender of First Love and Daddy Prophet Dag, are you still here? Are you about? Are you here? Are you still here defending Dag? Because apparently he preaches the word of God. He doesn't have the scripture. He is a man of God, a man of God. Do you have it? A man of God. I don't care, babe. I don't care. Do you understand what I'm saying? Me not care. That's what it is. Me not care ministries. Can't you see me? Do I look like I give a F? Do I look like I care? IDGAF. I was forced to buy his books and screenshot it to my oh my God, you lot. Oh my, I can't even keep up with the comments. All right, let's get into the comments. Oh my gosh, anyone who's commented on my natural hair, I absolutely love you guys, because you know what? I let a woman braid my hair a couple of months ago, and her hand was jealous. So half of my hair fell out, my kid's hairline went. That's why I've had to be doing this up. So my hair is usually double the length. So I'm so pissed. But anyway, so I really appreciate you guys. Honestly, I really do. Big you up, big you kings and queens up in the car. So Temi on TikTok, because remember, I'm on live at the same damn time because that's what I do. Temi said I was forced to buy his books and screenshot it to show my leader. So Dag is not a best-selling author. The reason why so many of Dag's books have been bought is because he makes it mandatory that the pastors teach from his books. So that's it. So do you see with Dag, he's an evil genius. So we have to pay for the books. Do you understand? We have to have the books there as the pastors preaching. And back in the day, you used to have to hold your physical copies up. Oh, is this the live with Kokoro? Yes. Oh, this is perfect timing. So he used to get us to buy the books, and sometimes when you come on a Tuesday, say like you've got one of the books but you didn't bring it with you to church on Tuesday, they would tell you have to buy it again because you don't have it in the church. They're just thieves. They absolutely will rinse you dry and rob you in broad daylight. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why they're always demonizing gangs, and I don't endorse gang activity. I lost my boyfriend to gangs and to that just road life. He didn't get unalived by an op or a gang member. He got unalived by the police, but because of what he was involved in and who he was in these streets, they unalived him. When they can't get them in a certain way, they'll just unalive them. I went to the First Love event yesterday and Dag requested £1,000 from a minimum of 30 people. Oh, guys, why didn't anyone record this? Did anyone get any recordings? I think people are still afraid and scared when they're in there to do up recordings, though, innit? All right, I wanted to talk about this quickly. So yesterday, Dag's in the UK at the moment. He's in town. And he came to Mustard Seed Chapel International first, and then he came into First Love first, and then he went to First Love later. This doesn't trigger me for a few reasons, because that we all know that when Dag comes to London, he's coming to take our money. To be honest, I should have said to anyone that's going to get recordings, because my moles just weren't on it, man. They were just like, I'm not going. The moles were like, it will be too triggering if he asks us for money. So because the trolls know that he's coming for money. No, that the whole recording's not on there. He cut it off. I've done footage on it. I've done content. He cut it off before he started asking people for £1,000. He said, I do not wish to be recorded. And they locked off the recording. All right. So First Love, you think that's a lot of money, yeah, but it ain't. It ain't. It's not a lot of money. He's asking people to give 1,000 because he's desperate. So usually he would start Dag always asks us for a grand, like a grand, 2 racks. He'll ask people to pay for the trucks. He'll ask people to pay for a whole Healing Jesus crusade. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just Dag. No, it's on there. The one in Apache. Trust me. Oh, send it to me, bitch. Send it to me now, because I don't know where to find it. Send it to me, girl. Send it now. If anyone has got that recorded, especially if you got my number, can you send it to me? Because I need that. So getting 30 people to give a grand, yeah, like 30 bags, it's not a lot. Compared to what they used to get back in the day. Send it to you. What's your YouTube? Leah Lauder 777. But you can't send it to my YouTube, babe. Can you send it to my YouTube? Girl, how am I going to get it? All right. So basically, yeah, because I didn't know there was another recording, but basically 30 bags is not a lot. It's not a lot. They're going under. They're going under, man. 30 bags is, guys, I need you to understand. Dag would have got at least, I want to say at least double that. At least double. Like when Dag comes to the UK, he's used to getting like 6 figures. And to be honest, he probably, I don't know if it, and that's where, do you see that like they're noticing that their income's been affected? Because if when he was coming like 3 or 4 years ago and he was making 120 bags off, you know, I don't know, like special offerings, like when he called for people to give a grand, and then just like in the tithes and offerings, oh, I've frozen on YouTube, and then the tithes and offerings, it was going into 6 figures. But I just don't think he was getting it these days. I just don't think he'd be able to raise that much money, because number one, a lot of people have left. So don't think 30 bags is a lot. It's not, guys. It's a lot of money to make in like 20 minutes. But on the grander scheme of things, it's not a lot of money, trust me. And the OGs will see us going down. The OGs, we see what's happening. But if you're like more from the newer realm, you'll think it's a lot, but it ain't a lot. I met you at the adult camp too with Pastor Gino. No, I've never been to a Reverend Oko camp, babe. Someone else said that to me as well. Babe, I never. Number one, Reverend Gino's a BITCH. So I never used to be at anything where Reverend Gino is. He's my nemesis. Do you know what I mean? I can't stand that man. He neglects his kids, him and LP Lois, aka Habiba. I weren't at a Reverend Oko camp, but you know what? My trauma is bad though. Maybe I wasn't, I can't remember. Actually, did I go to a Reverend Oko camp? Oh, actually I did, bitch. Yeah, I did go to a Reverend Oko camp. Yeah, but it wasn't a youth camp. He just came to preach, didn't he? But a lot of youth were there. But Reverend Oko was doing the camp. It's because you're saying youth camp that's throwing me. Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I've been telling people you don't know me. Woo! Oh my God, I am trouble, mate. I think I know what you're talking about, babe. Someone said, I know you very well. I left back in 2011. Is it? Can't you give me a hint? I love it when the OGs come on. Can't you give me a hint, B? About what PJ was saying is true. In fact, they link you or arrange you with someone that happened, and someone with no papers is an arranged marriage. Ooh! You lot, they're talking about arranged marriage for people to get their papers up in the cut on YouTube. Oh, you lot, you know it's ghetto tube and it's ghetto attack. No one's got time for that, man. I'm going to drink straight out the bottle or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I'm the hood princess. Yes, they do that. They coerce people. Another thing that they do up is they want everyone to go to the Anakaze Bible School in Ghana. All that is popping off on YouTube, y'all. They want everybody to go to the Anakaze Bible School in Ghana. And what happens is when a girl goes to Ghana, what's going on with my hair? Oh, it's because it's in reverse. When a girl goes to the Bible school in Ghana, do you know what? She comes back with a dusty Ghanaian husband, one that they want to be a pastor. Sorry, guys, my hair's looking a bit nuts on YouTube. All right, I'm going to come to the comments on TikTok, but there is a lot of comments on YouTube, guys, because I'm on YouTube at the same damn time, ja. All right, they even tried to shame me about another girl whom I was 4 years older than. They said I was a pedo. She was 24, I was 28. What about the pastors that are grooming young women and having intimate affairs with young girls in the church cult? What about them, PJ? You see what I mean? They're so quick. They're so quick to break down other people and label them and this and that. They'll talk about anyone but their pastors, share. Oh, they're so disgusting in there. Honestly, I'm so glad I'm out. You know, I was thinking about that this morning. Guys, this morning I just got up and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm so happy I'm not in that place. Like praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord, hallelujah, amen, amen, hallelujah, hallelujah, praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. You know, like that's how I feel. Woo! So said they favored Ghanaian people more than other people. Oh, who's so? Bitch, who are you? Who are you? Because they said they know me very well. And if you left in 2011, you would know me very well because my peak era was like 2007 to like that time, like 2011, 2012. So they favor Ghanaian people than other people because, as I said, it's a Ghanaian Christian fundamentalist cult. And as you can see, people are saying that and doing that up on YouTube. What really happened to you though? I will get back to you via Instagram to share my story. Ooh, all right, yeah. Make sure you do, babe. They just destroyed my life. I got married to a man that I didn't know. I was engaged in under 2 months. I just met my ex-husband on Instagram, and I was engaged to him in under 2 months, married to him in under a year, and pregnant. And that is because of the beloved doctrine. They just broke me down, babe. It was just, what wasn't I doing? If you were around then, didn't you see me running up and down all the time? Like they rinsed me out, they drained me out, they exploited me, my gifts, my talents, my calling. They actually stole my birthright as well, because you know my birthright to just be free, a child of God. Like they actually took that away from me, babe. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and had me serving Dag as a slave. That's a very short synopsis. Is the video available anywhere? Which video? Are you talking about the video with Dag? It's supposed to be on YouTube, you know. Did your kids participate in First Love? Oh, Angela, my kids were too young. So they were in J Church and I Church, but my kids were in it right from the beginning, and they would have gone in through the same process, the same rat race, you know, of being in J Church, I Church. And when they start university, they go off to First Love. It's like Dag takes your kids away from you. Dag takes people's kids away from you. That man is evil. He's a control freak. So it's like he wants the kids, them to just know him as father. Do you know what? Yeah, this guy is sickening. He wants them to know him just as father. So what happens is all the young people, when they start university, they got to immediately be in a First Love church cult. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they are heavily and severely indoctrinated to worship this man, even more than the church cult before that. What he did with the First Lovers is the First Lovers are not as... they're not built like us, like the OGs, because he just beat us down. Like we were like his experiment, like his pilot. He just beat us. He broke us down. But one thing that Dad did do was the indoctrination was severe. So I'm not saying that the First Lovers, the new gens, are not severe. They are, but it's in a different way. It's not the same as like what we were doing up. You know, like as someone gets older, you know, the granddad, he won't be as stricter. This is the best way to explain it. You know, sometimes you'll be looking at your mum with your kids and thinking, rah, like you used to lick me up, man. I used to get licks. And with your kids, it's like, she's just like, oh no, sweetie, put it down. You know what I mean? You know, as they get older, they get soft. And it's like that with Dad, because he's an old man now. He's shriveled and washed up. Do you understand what I'm saying? But back in my day, he was strong. He was young and strong. And when you look at old videos of Dag, he's got a moustache like Hitler. Because, you know, that's what we're talking about, what I'm exposing him for. All of Dag's old videos, he's got a moustache like a Hitler, and the short one. That's what he's doing up in all his old videos. And when I'm exposing him about his obsession with Hitler, I'll put all of that in there. The pictures, the videos, everything. But I think I'm gonna have to post it on YouTube. I don't know if I'll get away with it on TikTok. I have to do it smart. I got to think about how I'll do it. Someone saying only if you give you'll be blessed on TikTok. So they prey on young people and recruit them. Yes. One of the major red flags of a church cult that you can identify off the back that it's not a church is if you go in there and everyone's under 30. If everyone in there is 30 and under, run, get your bags, pack your bags and leave, bitch. You're better off in a youth club. You're better off going to a youth club. If you're 15, 16, and you know what? I think I'm going to apply for some funding to do some youth work. Because as much as I'm doing like this church work, oh God, what's happening, chat? As much as I'm doing this work with exposing the church cults and this, that, and the third, one of the impacts, or one of the mitigating circumstances and factors that I think led to these churches thriving so much is the cuts in youth services. So I think I need to take it back to basics under the Hold the Hope CIC. And I think I'm going to do it. There's going to be a little arm of youth work where I'm just providing a space to just, for young people to just be creative, maybe a bit of mindfulness. You get what I'm saying? Because I do think that young people are better off in youth club or youth organizations than they are in churches, because you've got your safeguarding, you've got the professionals that are getting paid to work with young people. They're specialists, they've had years and years of training. So if you go in and you see it's not a youth club, why is there only young people? What is that for? Why are they only doing church services for young people? What? They're cults. I never saw Jesus talking about doing separate services. I never saw Jesus talking about, you know, this is all outside doctrines and things that they've brought in there. The whole phenomenon and beauty around a church is that there's supposed to be people from all different generations, walks of life, races, cultures. Everyone is supposed to be in there, because the common denominator is we are here worshiping God. It is not about putting on a show. It is not about more people coming into the cult. It is not about that is not what church is about. We are supposed to come to the house of God and worship God and learn more about God. That's what we're supposed to be doing up. Most of the service is dancing, singing, acting. It's just human fecal matter. You're better off going to a concert. Go and listen to live jazz music. Go to a jazz festival. You get me? That's what I'm going to be doing up this summer. I'm going to be enjoying music, going to live jazz festivals, just appreciating nature, man. Just loving on myself. That's what I'm going to be doing up. All right. So they prey on young people and recruit them. Yes, they do. We need community. Yeah. And Tutu, that's why I started this. This is a community. And YouTubers, I am wanting to do a little bit more on YouTube, but please, can you be on TikTok as well? I'm Leah Lauder 7. It's very interactive. We have our community on there. You know, if you're lonely, especially if you feel like I can't do this anymore, that's it, I'm done. You need to be a part of the TikTok community, because people are even making friends on there. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's what it's about, guys. Do you know about the prayer camp they're going to have? No, Marche, tell me. You know, people love your home girl, child. They'll just be in there. Okay. Fori Manuel, my Ghanaian brother, or is it my Ghanaian sister? She said they have branches. They have many branches, Kra. Chale, they have branches from everywhere and anywhere. They have branches all over the world. 3,500 branches that has started. But some of the branches only have like 20 people. But Dag be indoctrinating us to believe that that's a mega church. Oh, Dag's fully human fecal matter, man. Dag, you're a liar. You're a liar, and the truth ain't in you. That's why it's all coming down. I'm going to get to the YouTube comments. They tried to invite me, saying once you're there, you basically can't leave. Ha! There's loads of people who have left. They approached my teen daughter and ignored me, lol. Ooh! Lady Forrest. Yeah, lady. Do you know why, babe? Because after when they started First Love, and YouTubers, I'm getting to your comments. I'm just doing up TikTok first, then I'm going to go to YouTubers, because the YouTubers are kicking off, chat. Do you know what they said to us? Dag said, don't bother evangelizing or speaking to any people over 25. That's what he said to us like a couple of years ago. He said that you can't teach old dog new tricks. He said that after 25, what's that thing he used to say? He said that Dag used to say that by the time you're 25, it will dictate to you what the next 25 years of your life will be. So everyone's in there, like, you know, hyperventilating, like, I got to be married by 25. That's why in First Love, everyone will be married by 25, unless the girl's been shelved. And then she's there, like, in her 30s, not married, and everyone will be treating her like a mother Hubbard. Because apparently being 30 years old, it's an absolute bondage in there. Listen, us 30-year-olds are living our life like it's golden, 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 living our life like it's golden, 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 golden. And the young man them love an older chick. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we're out here living our life, babe. Like, bitch, when you're in your 30s, you can go for the dad, the dad's dad, the dad, and then the son. You know them ones. Don't play with me in the car, because you're in that mid-age where you can be dipping your little toes in the young man dem pool. Then you can be dipping your toes in the dad pool. But you can also be dipping your toes in the granddad pool, because some of the granddads are like in their 60s and child. I do like an older man. So you lot, they be lying to you in there in the cup, making you feel like you're washed up. Your 30s is your best time. It's your 20s, but with money. It's your 20s, but with wisdom and money. So y'all be in there rotting away, listening to your fake lying ass pastors whilst we're out here living our life like it's golden, living our life like it's golden. Yeah. They try invite me saying once. Oh, I've already said that. Okay, I've already said that. Do they have a branch in Germany? Yes. Hey, scented HJ in the cup. They do have a branch in Germany, because I told you Dag. Listen, Dag's a vampire. Don't you understand? That man's an energy vampire. He's got the supply Dag needs is crazy. I don't know what demons are filling that, what he's filled with, this man. Actually, it's not demons. Sorry, I got carried away just there. You know, when I talk about Dag, I just can't help myself. I just don't know the trauma that he's experienced. That's how you know when they're saying demons or whatever, they're just being a bitch. They're just doing it to be nasty. Do you know, a lot of the time the Christians just do that. Yeah, Temi, say it, man. This is a crazy live. I don't know what kind of energy is going in today. So say it, girl. Today's the day. Come on, you lot. Let's make some wild disclosures. Woo! I feel like he's using people's destinies. Yes, he's destiny. Yeah. I don't know if it's destiny swapping, but it's like he's siphoning off the energies of others. And I think it is like destiny swapping, because what happens is we start to move on his timeline now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, time stops for us. And so if you're meant to be this big world changer or this big scientist, morning, where's it at? La you girl, or whatever it is, your destiny, that's stopped now. He's put a block, a big boulder in front of it now. Block, luck off. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, now you're following what Dag tells you to do, what the cult leaders tell you to do. My pastor is against feminism. Oh my God, go run, get your bags and mash. Okay. Do you know what? I feel like I need to speak to you in a French accent, Marcia. Because if you are telling me that your pastor is against feminism, then he is a misogynist and he hates women, okay? That's what I'm going to tell you, Marcia. So, Marcia, please, get your bags and run. Pack your bags and leave. Please, vamos, okay? Okay? Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes? Oui? Merci beaucoup. Please. Because how are you going to have a pastor that in turn that has that is misogynistic, child? What do you mean? And that's the thing. Any ideological perspective that comes to threaten the position of the man, because that's patriarchy, is evil and demonic. Yes, there are extremist groups within feminism. That's why I don't call myself a feminist, because there are extreme groups, and I don't want to be joined to any community like that either, because you know it can get a bit radical. So I'm not really. But what I like to talk about is intersectional femininity. Intersectional feminism, and feminism it is prevalent, and we need it, because women are getting unalived out here every day, child. So if your pastor doesn't, if he's saying no, feminism is evil, it's from the devil, then you need to block them, child. You need to leave. You need to get your bags. All right, I'm gonna go to the YouTube comments, guys. And are you still here? What doctrine is good? What do you think that again? Are you still here, baby? I love you, baby. Ooh, okay, so saying those financial abuses, tithing with personal tithing number, forced to buy books. I used to know my tithing number off by heart, because you little first lovers that started attended the church cult 5 minutes ago, man like me and Sosa, who were there in the early 2000s for years and years and years, we used to have little slips, take notes, and we used to have to write our tithe number in there. How much did we used to have to write? How much we used to have to write how much we were given in it. So that's how they know how much everyone's earning as well. So the higher earners, they get like a bit more of special treatment, because remember, especially in the smaller branches, if you're given a lot of money, the pastor's going to be licking your ass, because everything's dependent on money. But they try and mask it with hyper religiosity to make it look like it's not. But that's all it's about. I want to throw away his books. I spent over 300 on them. Those book release auctions where a £5 book started at £20. Yeah, girl. Babe, I've paid £200 for a book before. Let me show you lot what the books look like. So this is an example of a book. So you can see the thinness, and it's just written so poorly. You know, this is, yeah, 2 bills, girl. Because they're okay. Let me look. This one I ripped a bit because I was angry one day. All right, y'all. So I'm going to do an example. So today we have a new book from Prophet, a new book. Let's all clap, let's give a round of applause. You know, Bishop has given his life to writing books, to be able to share his knowledge and his anointing. The Bible tells us that it is through hearing the word of God. Faith comes by hearing. And when we read and we hear from Prophet, we catch the anointing. Prophet has told us about catching the anointing so that we can be closer to God and we can fulfill our destiny and our purpose here on earth. Now, Bishop doesn't need to write these books. He doesn't need to do it, but because of the Father's heart, he has the heart of a father. He has written the books for us to understand the mysteries and the secrets of the Lord. So right now, I'm telling you that you can't. This is just to sow a seed into Prophet's life. This is just to sow a seed into Prophet's life. It is not about the actual cost of the book. The book to buy is about £7 or £8. We all know that. We have bought many of Bishop's books before. But what we are doing is a spiritual practice. We are helping you to honor the man of God so that the blessing can come into your life. The miracle blessing come in your life. That is why we are telling you to sow. And look at the way I'm holding the book. This is how they would hold the books. Look. And this is why we are teaching you to honor the man of God, honor spiritual things. I mean, right now, if I tell you the amount that you spent on Uber Eats, the amount that you spend on, oh God, send it HJ. He doesn't need your money. The blessing is for you. It's not for me. It's not for he. It's not for she. It's not for I. Prophet does not need your money. He is a doctor. He is a doctor by profession. If Bishop was to say right now, he's going to stop doing the ministry. Do you see it's all about the bishop? We haven't mentioned Jesus Christ or God once. If he's to say he's going to stop doing the ministry right now today, where would you be? He can go and say that he's going to practice as a specialist doctor in America. Even though Dag did his medicine qualification in the 1980s and he has not practiced medicine ever since. But Dag can go to America and be a high-powered doctor making millions a year. He doesn't need to be here. Or making millions a day. He doesn't need to be here. He doesn't need to be here. He's writing a book for you and me. It's not for himself. He has the knowledge. He's writing it for us. So today, I want you to sow a seed into the man of God's life. I want you to sow a seed into Prophet's life. Let's start £200. Just come. Don't think about it. Who's got £200? Don't think about it. Just come. We need to sow a seed into the Prophet's life. Just come. That's the kind of human fecal matter that they be doing up here. And they've done it so many times that your gal can do a little performance right off the bat. I've got survivors in the cut telling me stuff that they would do up. Please don't try me. The Just Come girl, it's not an auction. It's not a bidding war, and it's not an auction house without the just come. How many of you want to give Prophet £200? Just come. We're sowing a seed into his life. We're sowing a seed into his ministry. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for coming forward. The Lord will honor you. The Lord will bless you. The Lord will lift you up. Peter, have you got a beloved? Not technically. Oh, because they try and act like not technically. Oh, Peter, receive a beloved. A wife that will love you. A wife that will cook you all the meals. The wife will cook you, what did I say? Kelewele. The wife will cook you beans. Your wife will cook you. She will be a good cook. Your wife will listen to you. She will be submissive. She will love you. She will allow you to be the head and to lead. You will not marry a strange woman. You will not marry a woman that will destroy your ministry. All of that because my man gave £2 to buy a book. Do you see what I'm talking about? It's absolute rubbish. I don't know how we've been listening to this human fecal matter. All right, let's get... That was another comment. That was from Ultra Girl. Thanks, Queen. First Love recruited me for a camp on the same day as my lecture starts. Is this a trap? Yes. Joshua, use your common sense, babe. Why are you going to go to the camp when you've got a lecture? And this is the problem. They act like it's a once in a lifetime. Dag's coming. You're never going to F Dag, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, what? Bitch, you're paying. You're going to be in. I'm still paying off my uni debt. I'm 30, going to be 30. Am I 37 or 38, guys? I can't remember how old I am. I'm going to be 38, innit? I'm almost 38, bitch, and I'm still paying off my university degree. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh, I need to take this. I'm so hot. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? Like, bitch, uni's not free, you know. Like, these pastors have got you in here acting like your uni is free. 9 racks a year. You're paying 9 grand a year, bitch. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's a loan, to an investment into yourself. You can't miss. It's like gold dust. You're supposed to be going in there and learning so that you can use those skills to better yourself and your life when you leave. And they're robbing students, man. They're robbing students of their opportunity to learn. For lack of knowledge, our people perish. Do you know how important knowledge is? Everything I'm dropping to you lot, it's knowledge. It's knowledge that I've acquired and gained. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, knowledge is very, very powerful. I'm an educator. I'm an informal educator. That's what I do. That's what a youth worker is. Did you know that? A youth worker is an informal educator. That's why you'll find us in the PRUs. You'll find us in the youth clubs. You find us in schools, working with alternative schools, working with the most hardest to reach young people, because we are informal educators. So where the teacher can't teach them, I'll go and work with them in a library to get their syllabus done. And I'll have them laughing, like wetting themselves from beginning to end, just joking around, using examples to help them understand. That's what we do as youth workers. We're informal educators. We educate young people outside of the normal statutory school hours. That's what a youth worker is, bitch. Can you talk about camp, what it's actually for? Oh God. It's a serious topic. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh, what's wrong, Nasi? Trust retake is real, and you have to pay for those assignments you failed and don't be there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, Nasi, you don't have to apologize on here, babe, because you don't have that heart. So if you said something, and we're neurospicy, so sometimes we say, it's Nasi, no. Because Nasi, you're good. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't mean things in a bad mind way at all. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we're all neurospicy in here, not really understanding, regulating emotions and what's going on, girl. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't apologize for that, girl, for being you, or maybe interpreting something that in a different way, like because of the things you've been through. That's all that is, Nas. All right. So I'm going to talk about the camps, but I just need to go through YouTube's comments first, because they have really been commenting up. I left before it became the First Love Church, but I know you. Oh, okay. So you need to message me, babe. Oh my God, there's so much. I have a friend in the cult, and she doesn't spend Christmas with her family anymore. She spends it in Ghana. She's painted her family as wicked while she doesn't cook, clean, or pay house rent. Do you know what? I'm not going to say your name, because I wouldn't want your friend to come across this video and be like, but Queen, let me tell you something. Yeah, you see how they demonize Oh, love you, Nas. I keep telling myself, when's Tuesday? I got to phone Nas. Yeah, I'm so happy for you, man. Therapy, it really does help, doesn't it? Love you, babe. You see how she's demonized her family, and it's because of the doctrine. Yeah, she did, because when your family's not effing with the cult and they're not visiting and whatever, you just lock them off. You just cut them off in your psyche, because they teach you that it's us versus them. Like, everyone outside of the cult is evil and wicked. Do you get it? So that's how they be thinking in there. So they'll cut off your family, child. They'll say that to follow Christ, you have to hate your mother, father, sister, whatever. They use scriptures like that, so they think it's all right to hate their family. These times, the family that you're hating, that you don't spend Christmas with, you're living in the yard rent free, you don't do shit, you're not even cleaning up after your dirty self, but you're there. I hate my family. It's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? They teach you to cut everyone. Does that make any sense, Queen? She's demonizing her family, saying that her family's wicked, like this, that, and the third. These times, she don't cook, she don't clean, she don't pay no rent. What? All right, that's a mother and father's love. That's what that is. They got it too good, man. A lot of them come in there and they've got an air of just spoilt brattism as well. Do you remember Galatians 6:6 when you give to the pastors? Ooh! So after you left, yeah, do you know what Dag done? Okay. Oh my God, you lot are stretching me today, man. Camps, Galatians 6:6, this, that, and the third. Ooh. All right, so Galatians 6:6 is honor your prophet. It's historically, what Sosa is talking about is historically it used to just be called Founders Day, and we would give the money to our branch pastors, because remember, this guy can't be everywhere at the same time, so he's got branch pastors in different branches all around the world. So historically, we used to give them to our pastors and money to our pastors. And that used to make sense. Like, appreciate our pastors for what they've done for us. They've been helping us, praying for us, this, that, and the third. Then Dag changed it. I can't remember what year. He changed it to be like, we're no longer giving to the pastors anymore. It's given to him, because he needs to teach the pastors to honor him. So then it became everyone. And you know, some of the pastors, they were absolutely broke, like fighting for their damn lives. Like, they're driving busted, rusted cars. They got barely enough to make ends meet and get to church. They think that they're doing up sacrifices. And then as an idiot, they're collecting the money for Dag from their church members. And they're the ones counseling the church members and pouring into the church members. So the pastors didn't get nothing after that. Did you know that? It's absolutely disgusting. So basically, they do a day, honor thy prophet. All the 3,500 churches worldwide have to buy Dag a card that he'll never read and put money in it and write a message for Dag, how much you love and honor Dag. The guy is a cult leader and he's a narcissist. I feel like as the time's going on, like, people are understanding what I'm talking about a bit more. Like, everyone knows that First Love's a cult now. My work is not done though. It's just begun. One time we had to wait and speak to... You lot, I'm going to spell out what PJ put on here. One time we had to wait and speak to Bastard Richard. Nah. PJ, you actually took me out with that. I can't lie. Dag Heward Mills has placed himself in a God status, yeah. Richard, I voiced out about why it had to take 7 hours to see us. One of the leaders said, there are people more important than you, don't complain. You lot are all going to be seeing my 2 teeth that got taken out, child. At this point, it is you. Oh my God, I love the YouTubers. Do you know what? I do need to come on YouTube more, child, because you lot have got me literally wetting myself. All right, spam ticks, don't make me forget. When I finish on here and I come back to TikTok, pin that comment for me, babe. Caribbean girl said spot on. Oh no, wait, sorry. I thought you lot, I want to cream. Nah, man, I'm creasing up. The YouTubers are letting it rip. You know, because you can say a bit more on there. Oh God, no, you lot have got me in stitches. Wait, hold on, let me read this one. Orphanage contribution. Nah, I've got I've got the giggles. Wait, hold on, because it's just everyone's exposing everything, and it's just coming so fast. Like, it's just so funny. The Bishop Richard I is the most evil, wicked man that you will ever meet in your life. That guy is a devil. When I tell you, that man is so wicked, like, you can tell. Look at the state of Linda, his wife. She is living in hell. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that man, imagine being married to Richard. Oh. So orphanage contribution in Ghana, missionaries contribution, daughter, you can make it, the materials, traveling across to attend, daughter, you can make it. Look at this. This is all of, and these are just a few financial commitments, guys. Another YouTuber said so many creatives, politicians, activists, artists just drowned out in that cult. Yeah, because they're wicked. A lot of them people, them in politics and all that, babe. Politics is a cult. I was doing up politics here for 5 minutes. Like, politics is very culty. They've got a lot of the characteristics, like us versus them, isolation. They're always beefing each other, like Labour and Conservative, and us TikTokers are here trying to be sensitive with our words. All right, Shelly. Yeah. I'll give it to you. Yeah. All right, Queen. All right. Look at this. The battle between the TikTokers and the look. I am doing triangulation. YouTubers, show the TikTokers who you really are. Okay? Show them. TikTokers, you're not like the YouTube, you know. You're not like the YouTube. I think I'm just gonna permanently go on YouTube at this point. Hey, Aurora. That's what the pastors do up. That's what the pastors do up with the churches. Their love bombing is intoxicating, especially if you've been through the shift in life. I agree. Luckily, I don't bother to buy his books, lol. I only earned them. Oh, okay. Or did you mean learn them? Oh God. Yeah, I know. Cherry Pie. Cherry Pie said she's screaming over here. Yeah, girl, I don't know what's going on with my hair. I'm starting to get really fit. You know, like when you just do it and put the curling cream. This is the thing about natural. But Minakir, I'm a black queen, babes. This is what it is. You know what I mean? Like the hair, like it gets, you know how it is with natural hair, it just does the same thing. Had that same, ooh, so I can't say some of the stuff they're saying up on here. We have to monitor it, yeah. Every single member to the extent of your own relatives, if they're all supplies. Yeah, they do encourage you to bring your relatives. They basically tell you that your relatives have more chance of coming to the cult and staying. So you should be inviting family members, but they do that to trap you, because then it's like there's siblings that are in the cult. They won't leave because they don't want to leave their sister in there. They don't want to leave their little brother. And like, a lot of people know that it's cults, but they don't want to leave. And the thing is that the kids are so indoctrinated of the pastors. Oh my God, the way they're indoctrinated is just on a different level. Like a lot of the pastors' kids know that it's a cult anyway. They know something's weird. Like they know. Like I reckon Dag's kids know. That's why David unalived himself. It was out of rebellion. Do you know what I mean? Imagine having Dag as a father. Do you know, it's deep, man. It's deep. But I'm not going to go too much into that because I need to keep it clean. Oh, Joshua said, thank you so much for the confirmation. They ain't going to play me. Yeah. Don't let them play you, King, because you're not an idiot. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you an idiot? Are you a little boy? Don't let no one take you for no idiot, no little man. You get me? You're a boss in the cut. Don't be letting no one thief your money in broad daylight. You get me, B? Like, be outside in these streets, letting them know you're not take you for no idiot. And if you're still going there and you're figuring out how you're going to get out, yeah, stop giving them your money. Stop giving them your money. If you're giving them your money, you are part of the problem. Whilst you're in there figuring to get out, because the money is how they galvanize, how they move in the ministry and do what they're doing. You get me? So where we need to really affect them is their pocket, their blood clot pocket. You get me? So we need to stop giving them the money. If you come across my this, what is this video? Whatever. If you come across this video, yeah, and you're still in the cult, but you're not sure, you're thinking about it. First of all, be getting me receipts. Start recording, bitch. You lot need to record for me. How are you going to these services and not recording? Record, man. It doesn't have to be video because you might be a bit afraid. Just put the thing on the recorder before you come in. What's the problem? Put your phone in your bag, bitch. Get creative. Do a voice note for me. Let me hear them talking. Hey, Kayla. Do you get what I'm saying? Come on, guys. Get some guts, man. Especially the man them. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you lot are men. Like, get the recording, man. What's going on? Don't let them play you, Josh. Don't let them play you. And here I thought you have to honor them. Nana, no. They'll do up honor. They'll say it's honoring, but it's not honoring, it's worship. I'm not taking any live guests because I'm on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. Yeah, so basically they do a lot of things, like they say it's honor, you need to honor the man of God, but it's not honor, it's worship. They're training you to worship the man of God, not honor, worship. Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Like, guys, go on holidays. Why are you giving them your money? Think about it. A rack is a lot of money to give in this day and age. You know, you could do a lot with a rack. You know, that's a banger. No, you couldn't really get a banger car with a rack nowadays, could you? But there's a lot you can do with a rack. You know, you could take yourself on a nice little getaway. You could do up Turkey. You could even do up Thailand with a rack on a budget. Do you get what I'm saying? You could do up Thailand, man. You wouldn't have a lot of spending money, but you could do up Thailand. You could, because you could get all inclusive for Thailand, 6 to 8 bills and have 3 bills to spend. Yeah, man. So stop giving the cult your money. The offering that you would give them, because what I want you guys to realize is that as you're in these cults, you think that you're doing up sacrifice. You're not doing sacrifice. They're exploiting you and taking advantage of you. I want you to try and get a bit more of a balance. Oh, thanks, Bobby. You're such a queen. I want you to get a bit more of a balance and understand and realize how much this money that you're giving is costing you. Do you know how many designer bags I could have had if I weren't giving all of this money? Do you know how many cars I could have? I could have. You don't understand the amount of money that we've sown into these church. It's like the amount of like a mortgage or like a startup fund to set up a business. That's what we give them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, we give them the power. We give them the power through worshiping them, working every hour that God sends, and then all of our money. It's absolutely crazy. I never went anywhere when I was in First Love, and I went to one of the cheapest cities in the UK. Oh, I'm so sorry, babe. It's such a low quality of life, poor quality of life. I went to Turkey for 5 days for £303. Traveling is great. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. Because, Cherry, do you know what? The fact is, we will give offerings like that in the cult. 3 bills, 5 bills, thinking it's going to come back to us, waiting on God, that false doctrine that God's going to multiply it 100-fold. Bitch, if God was multiplied into 100-fold, we'd all be millionaires. We've got to be honest and wake up and just be truthful with ourselves and just tell ourselves that this is absolute human fecal matter. It's absolute rubbish. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Like, and that's why I just live my life like it's golden. I live my life like a free spirit. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to, want this and what that. I'm very content in my life and what I have. I've got 2 beautiful girls that I absolutely adore. Do you know what I mean? They make life worth living for myself. That's why, yeah, the cult's evil. It's thing, but as the more I'm going on my healing journey, like there's some things like my kids like have, settled down with the husband that I was with. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I wouldn't have the kids I have. They're half of my ex-husband, so I wouldn't have them kids if it, so even if I had to turn back the time, I would do it exactly the same just to get my girls. The money we used to give the prophecies never even came true. Oh, Nancy, I'm so sorry, Queen. I haven't heard loads of bad things about Elim, but I know that they've got websites, Elim Church Cult. They've got survivors in Elim, girl. But do you know what, guys? All of these church cults have had scandals, and do you know what I mean? And that's why, again, remember I said set your morals and values, take a break from religion. Because if you have certain morals and values, for me personally, what Christ-centeredness is for me, and when I talk about like Christ consciousness, like having the mind of Christ, what it means for me is this goes for any institution, this goes for a man, because does that make any sense? If you go out with a guy and you know that he was a part of an institution or was hanging around with friends that were graping and essaying women, would you still want him to be your man? No. So why do we make special allowances for church cults? If they've got a history of graping, essaying women, thieving people's money, exploiting people, abusing people, psychologically tearing them, I could see only one account from one survivor, and that's enough for me. That's enough. I could see one account from one survivor, and I don't want to go anymore because of my morals. I believe in women's rights. I believe in equality. So if there's phobic tones and slurs, if there's sexist rhetoric, misogynistic rhetoric around women, I will not want to be a part of it, because those are parts of my values and my morals and whatever. What is classed as a mega church? All right, I'm going to do it according to Dag's doctrine. Dag will class a mega church as just 25 people. Do you know what I mean? He says that that's a lot of people. So when I use the term mega church, don't think so much about numbers. It's about the doctrine. It's about the rhetoric. It's about the ideological perspectives that they use to brainwash you. And we're going to bring in the transcendent belief system, which is the belief system that they incorporate their thought reform program to take over your mind and keep you trapped in the self-sealing system. So what do I mean by transcendent belief system? What I mean by that is, in a church cult setting, they'll be doing up win the lost at any cost. So it will be a lot around soul winning, working for the Lord, winning the souls at any cost. A lot of these church cults, they will have the scripture, John 3:16, for God so loved the world. That's part of their transcendent belief systems. It comes from my cult leader, Dag Heward Mills. So when you hear them doing up John 3:16, or when you just join and you're like, oh, I can't do outreach, I don't really understand, I just gave my life last week. No, all you need to know is John 3:16 to go out and preach to the people and win the lost at any cost, because Jesus Christ said we'll do greater work. Cult. Jesus Christ said that you got to leave your mother and father, you got to take up the cross to carry it. Cult. You got to go out, you got to sacrifice, you got to believe in Jesus, you don't need to know any scriptures, you just need to go out there and just tell the work. Cult. That's hyper spirituality. That's radical. What is that? That's not normal. It's like, easy, calm down, B. You get me? So it's a mindset. It's a vision. Some of the worst church cults are these small backdoor ghetto-ass churches like Onyeka Power, where he thinks he's TD Jakes. He's only got about 50 people in the cult. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely ridiculous. So you'll find a pastor like that, wearing his Fendi, in his gold little suit. Do you know what I mean? Like preaching or whatever. He's got 50 people there, but he's trying to build the church. He's trying to rally the people out to go and start churches like Caris. That's why they're out, you know, every day that God sends them, because David Antry wants to be like this great. But what David Antry needs to understand is you can't be greater than your master, ho. So you're in there thinking you're some big top, but Dag is the master. You've built your whole ministry off Dag. Dag's put a curse on all his books. Don't you understand? Like you can't, there's a glass ceiling when it comes to Dag's doctrine. He's done a lot of spell work on his books. Don't you understand? So David, your cult is never going to go beyond the UK because Dag is a hater. He doesn't want anyone to go as far as him. So you'll be able to go to a certain level, but not like Dag. There's no one that, because you can't be greater than your master. He talks about it in his book. So David, that's why your ministry's cursed. You know, if no one's going to tell you I will, bitch, and then you're going to come on and have some chat for me and try to be schooling me and telling me about your pastor, tell your pastor about me, baby. Do you know what I mean? Because they don't have this relationship with God like how I've got my relationship with God. Do you understand what I'm saying in the car? Like, do you know what I've been through? Do you know what I've survived? Do you know the Scott? That's what really makes you a soldier of Christ. These people out here acting and playing church. That's why a real be like me has to get out and show people really wagwan in the cut. You get me? That you lot that have no chat for me. Nobody can't come and tell me nothing. Not nada. Keep your mouth shut. Keep it closed. You don't have no chat for me, babes. Back then, one pastor. Oh, hi, Rami. Rami, I do need to call you back, babe. But I've been fighting for my mental health, Rami. I can't lie to you, babe. I've been fighting for my mental health. Like I've been fighting to keep my sanity. Do you understand me, Queen? So I do need to get back to you, girl. Don't ever think I'm ignoring you or I'm not getting. There's so many people that feel like I'm ignoring them at the moment. And that's just not the case, Rami. So please, 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 baby, don't feel like that. I will call you. I've just been fighting for my mental health, bitch. It's been a hard couple of weeks. Back then, Rami, are you on here? Back then, one pastor said to me, I give £100. I'll get £1,000 from God. By the end of the month, I said to him, how about God give me change of 900 instead? Because if you just saying that, it just shows how stupid this doctrine is that they have about seed faith and multiplication. It's all lies, guys. No magical miracle money is going to drop and fall in your lap. And anytime anyone's got any money, they've manifested it themselves through their own reality, through their own thought process, in believing that something's going to happen. Like, you don't need to believe in God for that to happen. There's loads of people that don't believe in God. There's people that believe they are God and they can manifest 20K. They can, do you know what I mean? That's all it is manifestation. Like, you call it prayer, they call it manifestation. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all the same thing, babes. Hey, thank you, Golden Shush. Thank you for all your gifts on TikTok. I appreciate you. I sewed £500 one time as a uni student before because I was expecting a blessing. You know, one thing that I'm really pissed off about is and Miss Queen J, yeah, if you feel that you know we are God, you feel that for your, then that's absolutely fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, we all have our different beliefs. We're an eclectic bunch here. Some people believe that they are God. Some people believe that, you know, in God is just feminine energy. Some people, you know, we've got some spiritualists that work with the water element and goddesses and Oshan, and you know, I think it's beautiful. We have tarot readers, we have people that identify as witches on here, Hindus, Sikhs, spiritual, like all different type. Yeah, and I receive everyone, girl, because I like to see there's truths in everything. Do you know what I mean? Because Christianity is just reworked paganism. That's all it is. It's a Eurocentric view of Christianity. It's a Eurocentric patriarchal view of Jesus Christ. That's all it is. Of Christianity. That's all it is, baby girl. That's why when you walk into a church and they'll say, oh, we're not the Catholic Church, we're not, oh, yes you are, that's your forefathers, bitch. Like, stop it. You lot are the Reformation. When you look at Martin Luther, Baptist, Methodist, that it comes from Catholicism, Catholicism, Baptist, Methodist, Anglican, Reformed, into friggin' Mormonism, Seventh-day Adventist, Pentecostalism. They're called new religious movements. They're offshoot cults of Catholicism. That's what you is. New religious movements. You're a new religious movement off the back of Catholicism. What are you telling me? I also don't believe in religion, my love. I still accept Yeshua as my Lord and Savior, but I don't, you know, because I can't deny Yeshua. You get me? I can't deny the Christ. But again, that's for me. Others feel differently, and I respect everyone's opinions. But what we don't do is start to like endorse our own rhetorics and our own beliefs and enforce them onto others, because that's what was happening in the church cult. All right. I'm going to go back to YouTube. I'm going to start winding down because my laptop's bugging out. Am I freezing a bit on YouTube? And I want a clean recording. I don't want it to be too long. And then I'm going to pop back over to YouTube. So Cherry Pie's put my link in there for YouTube if you want to come and join us. Because, you know, I got a green screen in there. I can kind of like be offline and have my little breaks and do up that. They don't make sense. How can God just drop money into our account? LOL. We got more chance of going on Match.com, getting a sugar daddy and getting money dropped into our account than this friggin' health, wealth, faith. God's gonna 100-fold bring a blessing into your lap. You could go to Match.com. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's facts. Go to Match.com and gonna get one of them lonely whitey old man them. They'll drop money in your account. You get me? It's facts. You know me. I'm just speaking facts, bitch. What are you telling me? One of them old whitey man them that are bored, but they got the money. What are you talking about? You'll get money transferred in your account quicker. You'll still be waiting on God, apparently, to give you this miracle money that's going to drop in your account, whatever. And these mega church people, them are a bag of thieves. Do you know how many testimonies I've heard of people finding money in the street? Money coming out of a cash point or whatever, babe. Someone that was a faulty cash point. Instead of you going into the shop and giving it in, that's what you're supposed to do as a good as a good Christian. You're there taking the money and pocketing it. That's karma. That's what I'm saying. And then you'll be looking at people who are spiritual. The devil, witch. But that witch will go and give in that person's phone. That witch will go and friggin' give back the money. Go and find the person to return it because they believe in karma. Y'all just a bunch of fake ass hoes. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Let me calm it down. You lot will go and teeth the money and say that it's a blessing from God because you've been listening to demons. Do you get what I'm saying? You lot don't have no respect for universal truths or powers or just even respect for humankind, your neighbor. You'll be going and taking the money and then you lot are wicked, man. Behind closed doors, you're a bag of thieves, you're thieves, just like your pastors. You're steal from people, man, and you'll lie. And when you can't be seen, you do crazy things. But God sees you. Don't you understand? That's why you lot are all getting exposed. God is omnipresent. He's there. They don't fear God. They're coming on. Do you fear God? Do you fear God? Because the reason why we're in the situation we're in, and you got I might say quite a young looking girl at that, because remember I am 38. So, you know, on here exposing the church cults, like, what do you mean? What are you telling me? Ooh. Miss Queen SJ said, I can't wait for Mother Earth to take her course. Ooh, that's why I love it. I love it when different people from, you know, different schools of thoughts and, you know, spiritual and whatever, they have like different beliefs. I love it when they come on the live. Like, we're all learning. And there's truths that resonate with me in all things, because there's universal truths. Like I say to you, like yin yang, you get me? Like balance. The need for, you know, that masculine and feminine energy to be balanced, to have that equilibrium. Do you know what I mean? And that peace amongst the earth. Do you understand what I'm saying? And yes, I agree with you, babe. It's definitely, we're moving into matriarchy now. But again, there's just been a lot of lies that have been told. All right, I'm going to go through the rest of this book because the comments were just popping off. I needed to answer these. Does anyone know about a live church, RCCG? No. Is that redeemed? Is that which church is that, girl? I haven't heard of that. In one of your past videos, you mentioned LP Seller. I wonder where she is. Ooh. Oh, you YouTubers are messy, man. You know, the YouTubers, it's more like OGs that come on here, I think. I think the OGs are on YouTube, innit? Because TikTok's still quite a young app. Because if you're asking about Seller, and he's even put Seller, not Marcella, you know. He's put Seller, like that's the nickname that she used to be called, Seller. Babe, I don't know. I just heard the last time I heard she was in Dubai living her life like it's golden. If you come across this, babe, I absolutely adore your voice. I've always loved your voice, Cher. Do you know what I mean? Like, you probably won't be ready to talk out about it because, like, they did that girl so dirty. She's so traumatized. You know, that just for her to be in her right mind is a miracle. So, love you, Stella. In the cult, that girl never did a bad thing to me. She's not bad minds. I do like Marcella. Marcella, reach out, man. Hit up your girl. Back then, titles like LP Shepherd, Beloved, Lay Minister, etc. used to be sweet. I longed for these titles. I know. What do you mean? She's not at all. Oh, she's not kind. Ooh. What do you mean, Nana? You know how I just did that with TikTok, like YouTube. Oh my God, like YouTube can't see me. Oh, guys, I've left on the spaghetti. How am I going to TikTok? You're going to have to wait a minute. Yeah, just give me a second. I've got to take the laptop down with me so I can turn the thing off. YouTube is going to be seeing all my house. All right. Actually, you know what, YouTube? Let me leave you here for a sec. Yeah. Look, you can look at TikTok. You lot can look at each other. Yeah. Oh! Wait a sec. TikTok, meet YouTube. YouTube, meet TikTok. I'll be back in a minute. Oh my God, I'm coming, guys. Oh my gosh, did you lot? Are you lot well acquainted now? Are you YouTubing? Oh, this is a better angle. Oh my God, I should have been. Oh my gosh, this is a better angle. But people can see my dirty plate in the background, but I don't really care. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, all right. Oh, but TikTok, my face is right up. All right. So I'm just gonna go through. I'm just gonna go through the Ooh, cha. I'm just gonna go through the good general a little bit more before we end. So YouTube, TikTok, you're on my YouTube screen, okay? No, but I can't do it though, man. I got to at least move that, man. Come on, that's getting. All right, let's get into it. So I've been exposing. Can you talk about the camps? All right, let me talk about the camps because someone's been asking for a long time. So let me just address the camps. All right, guys. So basically, in Dag Heward Mills cult, yeah, we have camps, and basically, he takes us away for like 3 days, and it'll be heavy, severe indoctrination. Love you too. It'll be heavy, severe indoctrination. So we will be going for 3 days. It is. What I need you to understand is what would have taken Dag like 3 months or 3 years or 3 whatever to like indoctrinate us, like put that program in us. He can do it in an intensive, fast track, sped up way during these camps where they take us away for 3 days and it's just 24-hour indoctrination, 24-hour teaching. Also, yeah, Mountain Movers is a cult. Are you talking about Mountain Movers, Prophet Elijah? So, oh God, where was I? Yeah, so it's extreme mind altered states. We're there for 3 days. We're cut off from the outside world completely. We don't eat. And I want to say that it's a very hyper spiritual state as well. You don't really know what's going on. Like even now you can see I'm disassociating. I always remember, I don't ever remember too much of the camps, just where there's been really traumatic experiences or something significant has happened. I have a lot of trauma around the camps because it was just so traumatic, like seriously, like, and then people would go delirious, people would lose their minds, people would bug out. Do you know what I mean? Your mind is protecting you. Oh, thanks, Nas. Because I know that they're going to say it's demonic possession or, oh, you hoes can't come and have any chat for me. Look at your speaking in tongues, your deliverance and prayer services, bitch. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if they wanted that, you can't even come for the spiritualists and the spiritual and the new age community. You churches can't come for it. You're doing more witchcraft and more spell work in the church than people who identify as a witch, baby. Do you know what I mean? You lot are doing more spell work, more witchcraft, more friggin' the pastors are friggin' illusionists. Is that what they call them? Like warlocks, wizards. That's what these pastors are. Do you get me? Master manipulators. Like, you want to talk about witchcraft? That's witchcraft. Manipulation, gaslighting, narcissism. That's witchcraft. Not someone sitting somewhere doing tarot or getting having a cauldron somewhere in a mixing a that's not it. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are people that take over your mind, infiltrate your mind, and have you as SLAVESs. You mean to tell me a man? But again, a witch is a woman, isn't it? We class a witch as a feminine energy and an entity. That's because of the patriarchs, the liars, the evil, wicked man them. You lot, like, there's so much I could unpack, but let me just stick to the point about the cats. Why is a witch always a feminine? Why have you ever thought about that? Like, why a witch is always demonized to be feminine? Why is it always feminine? Listen, do you know what? We live in a patriarchal, misogynistic society, and as women, we need to just face the truth in 2025 that that's what it is, and we need to break it and tear it the F up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, to rebuild a better society for our children's children and the other, you know, like even just the females in our lineage, man. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we've got to be the change. Period. We've got to be the change. So with the camps, basically, these camps will go on for like 3 days and it will just be severe indoctrination, man. And usually the cult leader will come with some sort of agenda. It might be that he wants to send people out like as missionaries to like other countries, or even he wants to build or plant more churches. There'll be an agenda. There'll be an overarching vision and drive that he's fueling us up for. Do you understand? So he's preaching very extremist doctrine, very radical doctrine to get us hyped up. We're like in spiritual psychotic states, ready to run out and save the lost at any cost and build all these churches, and because we've been there for 3 days, we haven't eaten, we haven't slept, we've been in mind altered states, and now he's radicalized us like this, and we've got to go out and win the lost. And you'll see people doing evangelism on the way back from because you're fired up. Do you understand what I'm saying? You just want to go out there and talk to everyone. It's psychotic. You're in a religious psychotic state after that. So if you've been to a lot of camps or you've been to a few camps, you will have religious trauma syndrome as a result of that. Yeah, because they demonize femininity as it means weakness. They blame us, not their lack of control. Ooh. I don't think I need to say much more on that topic, do I? I think Nassi's just literally blown the house on you know what. Do you know what I mean? Yes, girl. So is that enough with the camps? Another thing is I want to cross this over to Caris, because you know Caris are our bottom bees. They just follow after Dag. You know David Antry. He's such a clout chaser. So in Caris, they actually have an app. They take it a little step further for the new people that come to the camp. Yeah, don't go. You see them camps, how they sell it to you is your life will never be the same. Your life's going to turn around. Prophet is going to come. You're going to have an encounter with him. You'll never be the same. They hype it up. Then you'll see the promo. You'll see the promo come into it. They'll have all of their promo. They'll be selling it to you like this is the major event of the year. Your life is going to change. You get to meet Prophet. You get to be in the anointed, in the presence of Prophet. And remember, Dag's in Ghana. So he doesn't come all the time. So it's a major event that they hype up. And that's a type of grooming as well. So they do that to create. And then there's like the isolation, the us versus them within the cult. Because now it's like, are you with us or are you against us? Are you coming to the camp? Oh, because you find money to go on holiday. You find money to buy that new dress. You find money to buy the shoe. The camp is the cost of a shoe and a bag. And you don't want to pay the money to come to the camp. But also, if you don't have money to pay for the camp, I need some adults to fund and pay for some of the little ones that can't afford to go to the camp. Is there Joshua, I think that you can pay for one of these young people, one of these children. And this time, the children that they're talking about is like 21. You can pay for one of the children to come, Joshua. You can pay for one of them. You make a good job. Didn't the Lord just promote you? Sorry, guys. Didn't the Lord just promote you? The job that you have been praying and believing in God for. Now you have the job. Aren't you getting about £20,000 more a year? You can afford to pay for someone to sponsor somebody to go to the camp. Is the Redeemed Christian Church a cult? Ashley, what I'm going to say to you when people ask me this question is I can't say every single church that's a cult, but that is a cult, yes. But I can't say every single church that's a cult. What I'm telling you to do is doctrine. That's why I imitate these pastors. That's why I unmask the doctrine. I unveil it. I try to demystify it. I break down what false doctrines are. I break down what red flags are. But I am going to do a funny video after to put up. So it's about the doctrine, babe. If they're talking about, will a man rob God yet in tithes and offerings, cult. If they're talking about strange women, do you know what I mean? The demonization of women, that's a cult. Do you get what I'm saying? Spiritual fathers doctrine, that's a cult. That's not a church. Because all of that doctrine comes from Pentecostalism, Seventh-day Adventist, Mormonism, Jehovah's Witness, from the burnt over state district in the USA. in the 1600s. That's how they were birthed and born. Yeah, so that's what they're doing up there. So you have to look at the doctrine, and you need to deconstruct and deprogram to understand what that doctrine looks like, what it means, as that you can identify and pack your bags and run. But I would say, instead of asking me, is this church a cult, is that church? What you need to be dealing with is you need to be unpacking and dealing with your childhood trauma. That's what you need to be doing up. Because the fact that you feel like you need validation or to be in these churches because you can't be by yourself, that's an issue. Yeah, so I wish people would stop asking me, is this church a cult? I wish you would be asking me, how do I unpack this trauma? How do I unpack the fact that my dad treated my mum like a SLAVE, walked all over her, had multiple affairs on my mother, has children out of wedlock? Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? Like, you got siblings that you don't even know where they be. Yeah, you saw your dad disrespecting and breaking down your mother, so now you've internalized that to see love as hate. So you can't love yourself because your mother didn't love herself. And she stayed with a man that abused her. So you need to really unpack your childhood trauma, not asking, oh, should I go? What church? What church? You need to be asking me, can you recommend a therapist? Especially in the Black community, we demonize it. You need to be, a lot of you lot should be going and investing in very good therapy, because when you were in the cult, you were given hundreds of pounds to offerings. So you need to be going in and investing in a good therapist, Shah. They're making the members pray for 24 hours along with fasting at the end of the month. Oh yeah, they do that. That's information control and propaganda. They want to create like events. You're going to see it. They're going to start doing like very radical things in First Love for damage control to maintain and keep the members. I'm trying to see what you lot can see in the background. So yeah, so does that explain the oh my God, Jermaine. Hi, babe. that's my TikTok husband. Hi, Jermaine. I'm on YouTube as well, babe. How you been? Are you all right? I need to get a YouTube husband, unless Jermaine wants to move over. Oh, look at him. He's so cute. Yeah, I'm on YouTube, babe. And it's my birthday on Wednesday. Thank you, Spam. All right, so I think that's all on the camps. Oh my gosh, the comments are I took my eye off YouTube for 5 seconds and look at it. I just saw, okay, all right. Oh my God. All right. Sosa said, you paid for those camps by yourself. You are tired, no sleep. You go with your own food anyway for 3 days. Sorry, Sosa. Do you know why I'm laughing? Yeah. Make sure you message me and tell me who you are. Do you know why I'm laughing? Because I'm just envisioning the women with the air fryers, you know, at the camp, because that's how they used to do it. But the thing is, people didn't have the time to eat like that. Do you know what I mean? It was only them aunties, because you've got to remember that. And I don't mean this to disrespect anyone, but there are some aunties. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they need to have their jollof and they need to have their little bits. Like my pastor's wife, do you know what I'm saying? Like, she would not be there. Because what I'm trying to say is there's like the older generation that will eat or have their little, do you get what I'm saying? And the thing is, what you see when Sosa say it to bring your own food. Wait, hold on. I feel like I'm going to spaz out. Like, you know, you go into a laughing fit. Because when you first come to the cat, like, I can't even remember what I brought, but it's just not enough. Like, you just don't eat there. Do you know? And the young people are coming with like Pringles. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're having like a tiny bit of Pringles, a bit of biscuits, like noodles. Like, guys, people survive off a little, but you don't have the time. And what I'm saying is, the young people are saying, listen, by like mid-afternoon. Oh, this keeps on freezing. By mid-afternoon on the first day, you're going to be so heavily and severely indoctrinated and radicalized there that you're not even going to be thinking about food. It's like man cannot live off bread alone. That's what you're thinking. And apparently people be stealing their food. Oh yeah, it sounds very First Love-ish. You know, First Love, that they're just uncouth. That's why when they have their camps, you know, people are always complaining in the hotels and whatever, because you don't have no decorum. It's giving very, very animalistic. All right. I just saw on their Insta page. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So Joy's put that up, that they're doing the 24-hour fast. Yeah, because they're desperate, girl. They want to get people into that mind-altered, sleep-deprived state, so people are not thinking. They need like a distraction. So they'll do up hyper spirit. Oh, hi, Smokey. Thank you, my love. I'm great. I'm having a great day. Thank you, babe. It's my birthday on Wednesday as well. Yeah. So, you know, if people want to send me flowers, this, that, and the third, please feel free. I was this close to going back to Ghana for MOTL in 2020. Glad it never happened. Oh God. Listen, I've got a survivor that was on the Anakazo Bible School for like 6 months. She's been absolutely traumatized. Like, they took her passport when she got there. Absolutely. Like, what she experienced out there, she could have unalived. Like, that's how serious it is, guys. If I don't laugh, I'll cry. Like, when she's come on and told her story, it was absolutely mad. Like, they locked her away in some room when she had COVID. Like, it's like her experience of what happened in Anakazo Bible School, yeah, is so like, the girl has spoken about that. I can't even say it on the internet, but she has theories. Like, she's saying that she thinks people have unalived over there, and they've, you know what, them BURIED them out there, allegedly. Because she said, anyway, I can't get into it on the internet. It's too much. Yeah, they took her passport on arrival. It's just what they do there, apparently. It's just how they do things. Sorry, guys, I'm not well at the moment. You know, my effed up immune system that I have, the hyperadrenalism. They had to operate and take one of my Can you see that, YouTube? YouTube, can you see that? That's my scars. They took out my I just have no shame in it. I got no blood clot shame, ja. They took out one of my adrenals. So I've only got one adrenal. So my immune system is human fecal matter. So I just catch the slightest thing. Do you get what I'm saying? That's good and nice. I will see you live on Wednesday. Oh, thank you. They're actually suffering there and pretending to be happy. Oh, Joy, don't unalive me. Joy said they're actually in there pretending to be happy. It's so true, because they're actors, girl. A lot of the man them and gal them that's in First Love and Mustard Seed. Remember, I told, where's Hannah? Hannah, during the pandemic, Hannah put in the WhatsApp, because she was having an actual breakdown. Like, and instead of helping Hannah, what did we do? Demonize her. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you can't speak to the pastor, you've got to apologize. This girl has, like, Hannah has like a plethora of like mental health issues. Like, she's battled like addiction her whole life. Like, she's come on and spoken about it, so she's given me consent to speak on it, you know. And this is a girl that they said, like, because she had like an outburst and said that all of them are actors, they should all get an Oscar in the, you know, the WhatsApp chat, you know, the strict WhatsApp chats where you can only say amen and you've got to praise and glorify the pastor. So it was like, woo, do you know what I mean? Like, scandalous, you know, like, she said it, you know. And then I had to rebuke her and get her to publicly apologize on the WhatsApp group chat. What do you mean, Nas? Oh, hey, James. Some of the TikTokers are on YouTube. Hey, James. Surely none of them are happy with that. I was going crazy inside. Oh, girl, girl, when you're in there, you're losing your damn mind, child. You're just trying to keep your sanity when you're in there. All right, so I'm going to just go over a few points of the good general, yeah, because I really do need to explain that my cult leader, Dag Heward, is absolutely obsessed with the Hitler, the German leader. So basically, he says in 1942, Adolf Hitler, the leader of Germany, invaded Soviet Union for the second time. This is based off his book, The Good General. This is Christian literature that he teaches his church cult members. And instead of teaching the Bible on the Sunday, they'll be teaching The Good General, because they're only allowed to preach from Dag Heward's books. Do you see how dangerous this is now? All right. So it then goes on to say, for the second time, and tried to capture an important city called Stalingrad. Both Adolf Hitler and Stalin, the leader of Russia, were strong commanders. Do you see how he's describing Hitler as a strong commander? And in the cult, they call high-ranking bishops commandos. It comes from Hitler. Do you understand how he led his army, the war, the NAZI regime? That's exactly how Dag leads it. And he's got a book called The Gift of Governments. And in that book, I think I've got the book there. He's got like Blights, Craig, like he's named it after Bleats, you know, like German, like things that Hitler has used, like coined for his NAZI regime. He's got the same German slurs and tones that the German leader used back then. He's put it in his book. I'm going to get to the comments after I do this bit, guys. So he's described Hitler as a strong commander, and the other guy, Stalin, the leader of Russia. I'm sure he's EVIL, because you know, Dag, he loves a wicked leader, because that's exactly what he is. You know, it's like, you know, when you say real recognize real, it's like evil recognize evil, child. And the same birds of a feather flock together. That's what I'm saying. Like, how can you just limit yourself to just like the canon Bible? There's sayings like old proverbs that are just ever true. Like the same birds of a feather flock together. That's true, child. Those who don't hear must feel. That's another one. An old Caribbean saying that we have. That's true, bitch. How are you going to tell me? So when they're telling me the gates of hell shall not prevail, God will build his house and the gates of hell shall not prevail. And then I turn around and say to you, bitch, hell hath no fury for a woman scorned. And then you want to tell me, yeah, speaking out of emotion. Bitch, I said what I said. Do you understand? Like I said what I said, ho. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's what it is, baby. Do you get what I'm saying? Hell hath no, not even hell. I've defeated hell. Based off how I've been scorned. Are you having a laugh? Have you met a woman that's been through what I've been through, babe? Like I've got nothing to lose. Don't you understand? Minakir. They've taken everything away from me. So don't you understand that? Even if tomorrow I was diagnosed with cancer, I don't care, babe. Like I'm ready to go. Bye. See ya. I don't want to be here. Don't want to be here. See ya. Like I don't see cancers and long-term health issues and, you know, chronic illnesses and things like that as oh my God, God is not with you. They'd all be in there celebrating. You see, the Lord God has punished her. Look at her. The Lord God has punished her. She has got cancer now. That's why when people get sick and have cancers and are unwell and this, that, and the fact, especially if they're high ranking, like the cult leader's wife or the cult leader's son, they'll be hiding it. They won't tell the church because they see sickness and illness as like demonic, as disease. You know, and this is a good documentary for you to watch on YouTube. It's called Christ Alone. And what I loved about the documentary was there was a woman that had a long-term health issue. Like she's got tubes going up her nose. She needs tubes to eat, like this, that, and the third. And she said she would never take anything back. She's glad that she has the long-term health issue. Like she's like that. Because if she hadn't have got that long-term health issue, she would have never known God. And I just thought, wow, now that's faith. Now that's not seeing to believe. Now that is blind faith. We walk by faith and not by sight, you know. That's faith. That's real faith. Yet he slay me, yet will I trust him. You get me? Like that's Job-ish. You get what I'm saying? Like all of this stuff that's happened around me, but I will not curse God. I will trust in God. That's faith. That's what I said to you. Like no one can come for me, ho. Like I got faith. That's why I haven't lost my mind. Are you mad? Are you having a laugh? And I'm not saying that people who have lost their mind don't have faith. That's not what I'm trying to say. Please do not take out of context what I'm trying to say. But I'm just saying with the thoughts that have come to break me down and the indoctrination and the way that I've been treated and the trauma, it's my God that I've had faith in. But a lot of people don't have faith in God. They have faith in religion, in structures. And then that turns into like schizophrenia, spiritual psychosis, like religious psychosis, where there's a breakdown in the mind because they don't have, it's like their whole support infrastructure has been a man. It's been a cult. It's been a setting. It's been an environment. Do you understand what I'm saying? So once they start to come to the realization that it's a cult and they start to draw and move away, that's when you see that they start to, there's that breakdown in the psyche. All right, I'm going to read a little bit more. The German forces were under the command of General Paulus. Stalin issued an order to his troops, which was not one step back. Everyone will fight to his unalivement. This command directed that any commander who allowed retreat without permission from his superiors be subjected to military tribunal. This is a Christian book by Dag Heward that he reads, people like the pastors will be reading on Sunday for the, you know, if they choose the good general to teach from, they teach from these books, the shepherds. This is why, and then you want to wonder why these people are robots. And then you want to wonder why they want to get into physical altercations with you when you speak against their pastor. Do you not understand? Like he's literally raising up people to think like an army. That's why when you're in there, you're in fight or flight mode. You're like a war veteran. You have PTSD. Do you understand? Because you've been on the edge, like, and you think there's an enemy, like an invisible. It's like you're fighting an invisible war. Dag Heward in his mind, because he's unwell, he's a malignant narcissist, a sociopath, or a psychopath. One of the three. Yeah, because Dag is mentally unwell, and he has been for a long time, and he's surrounded by yes please, yes men. This is why he's got away with writing books like this and thinking it's okay to glorify Hitler. It's absolutely disgusting. Stalin issued an order to his troops, which was, did I just read this? Which was not one step back. Everyone will fight to his unalivement. The command directed that any commander who allowed retreat without permission from his superiors be subjected to military tribunal. The order called for soldiers found guilty to be forced into penal battalions. This means that they were sent to the most dangerous sections of the front line. Are you not hearing it? This guy's insane. Dag Heward Mills is actually, he's mentally unwell. That man needs to be institutionalized. He's a risk to himself and others at this point. If you go to this cult and you're hearing me read this and you're still there defending your pastor, you're also mentally unwell, babe. And you need to go and hand yourself into A&E, or you need to go and speak to your GP to go and get therapeutic services support. That's what you need to be doing. Instead of pointing fingers and saying that people are possessed by demons and this, that, because of their mental health, you need to go and check out yours. Because if you're sitting here listening to this guy thinking this is Christian literature and you think this is a man of God, do you see how even I'm an outpatient in mental health community services and I'm still more sane and more in my right mind than you, sweetie pie, that's doing up church 7 days a week? That's on period point blank, Jaden. That's on period point blank. Yeah. So that means that he sent them to dangerous sections of the front line. The order also directed the Russian soldiers to shoot fleeing panicked troops at the rear. This is giving me a headache. In the first 2 months following the order, over 1,000 troops were by blocking units and over 130,000 troops. Why has he got this in a book? Why is this in Christian literature? How are we learning about Christ? How are we learning about Christianity? How are we learning about God? How are we learning about the love of God? I'm learning more about Hitler and some effing guy called Stalin from Russia. Like, what WTF? Like, why do I, if I wanted, babe, Dag, if I wanted to learn about history, I would have enrolled into a history class, B. This is what I'm talking about them taking it well out of context, well overboard. We have an epidemic in the Pentecostal church cults, in the new religious movements and arms of Christendom. It's not safe. I'm telling everyone, especially on YouTube, when you come across this, it's not safe. And I'm going to be doing content on this on HITLER. Oh, thank you, Bacola. I love you. I love you, baby. And also, I'm going to be doing some content on David Heward Mills unaliving himself. So I'm going to get those two popped out this week. I think it's only fitting. You know, Dag wants to be doing up the UK. So I'm going to do 2 special pieces of content for Daddy. I'm going to get that done for you and whatever, Dag. I'm going to get that done for you. Don't worry, baby. I'm going to get that done. I'm going to treat you the way that your wife ain't been treating you. That's why you've been running around the world, the globe, with LP Ida standing by your side, yeah? So I'll treat you right, baby. Don't worry about that. I'll treat you better than Adelaide anyway. That's for sure. Because you're running around in these streets with Ida, and you seem to have a lot of resentment towards the strange woman, the pretty gal. So I can heal all of that for you, baby. If you want to come and get some healing, you could come and get it. But it won't be actually, because I will not, you do not arouse me. But I will help you. I definitely treat you better than her, sweetie. All right. So... all right, but Hitler, so the German leader, I'm reading from Dag's book, The Good General, Dag Heward Mills. This is Christian literature. The pastors are not allowed to preach from the Bible. They got to preach from Dag's book. So this is what I'm talking about now. So Hitler had also forbidden his troops from retreating under any circumstances. He's obsessed with him. He thinks he's this great leader that created. He's obsessed. He's sick. He's a sick man. Sick. Because of this, fighting moved street by street and block by block until the city was transformed into a ghost town. The Germans would launch repeated air raids involving 1,000 planes at a time. Why do we need to know this? Troops from both sides. Can you see it's just his obsession, his infatuation with Hitler? He had to put it in a book because this is what he's been studying. This is what he's been learning about. Because they don't just go off the canon Bible. It's not enough. They have to go to all these outside sources. And that's why I'm saying to go within, bitch, because Dag's got it from Hitler. That's how he's built the fake empire that he's built. That's why it's going to come crumbling down. And his end and his demise will be just like Hitler. Trust me, because he's used it as the blueprint. Yeah, you can't get over the example that's been used much, yeah? This is what he does up. This is my cult leader. This is the evil. I don't think people understand. That's why they were like, oh, my cult's worse than your cult. Oh, bitch, is your cult leader obsessed with Hitler? Does he have such fixations and obsessions with evil, wicked leaders to the point where he's written an autobiographic piece on Hitler? Girl, it doesn't get more effed up in the head than that. It just doesn't. I don't care. We put aside the church, just him as an individual. This guy is effed up. Don't you understand? Out of all of the churches, out of all of the places to live in the world, why did God put me in Dag Heward Mills ministry and plant me as a seed there and in the UK? It's so that I could see the evil, because I think this might be one of the most evil men alive. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, that's how deep it is. And guys, I'm going to wrap it up soon because like this is, like up the live, guys, heart me, roses, like it up, please. All right. So HITLER had also forbidden his troops from retreating under any circumstances. Because of this, fighting moved street by street. Why is he talking about that? Let me just read it. And block by block until the city was transformed into a ghost town. The Germans would launch repeated air raids involving 1,000 planes at a time. Troops from both sides took cover in thinged out buildings whilst Russian and German snipers hid in the ruins to pick out enemy soldiers. Thank you, guys. On 24th of January, is it the 24th today? No. On the 24th of January, General Paulus requested permission to surrender. He sent a message to Adolf HITLER troops without ammunition or food. Effective command no longer possible. 8,000 wounded without any supplies or dressings or DRUGS. This guy is a psycho. It's giving more of psychopath, innit? When you read the good general, it's not giving malignant narcissism, is it? Nas, are you here? This is giving more psychopath, innit? I think this is given, that's what just came to me. Like, this is given psychopathy. Like, the way he's got, like, there's such an attention to detail, like, where he's written these things in here. Do you know what I mean? Like the obsession of it. In it, Jaden, it's given psychopathy. Because I thought it was sociopath, but I think it's more psychopath. Further defense senseless, collapse inevitable. Army requests immediate permission to surrender in order to save lives of remaining troops. And this is how Dag speaks and thinks. Absolutely crazy. So, I mean, I think I'm going to go over the first bit as well, but I will be revisiting this book and I'm going to wrap up. But this is just my receipts to prove that what I've been saying is facts. Dag has been absolutely obsessed with HITLER since the 2000s, from beyond that, from the 90s. Because you can see, if you not go after this, when I look off the live, yeah, go and look at Dag's old preaching. So go on YouTube and type in Dag Heward Mills 1994, or you can just put in Dag Heward Mills women preaching about women, strange women. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there you would, but you have to put in 1994 or 1996, 1999, 90s, early 2000, and you'll see he's got the exact, he dresses like HITLER. He had the moustache. He was starting to embody and look like him. And them days he was fixated on him. Like, I know so much about the German leader because of this book, because of Dag's obsession and fixation. Psychopathy may have genetic, biological, and psychological basis. Yeah, because I think the dad was. Remember, I said to you, he's seeing it, he's through the psychosocial. Yeah, it makes sense, because if it's inherent in genetics and through DNA, then I think it would definitely be, because his dad that's what his dad's given. Do you know what I mean? Very stern, strict, like, yeah. So it's possible. But again, I'm not a professional in that. Do you know what I mean? I can only go through what I've read. And then, according to Dag, he thinks a good general learns about warfare. So Dag's put the scripture, Revelation 19:11, and says, in righteousness, he doth judge and make war. Another thing he likes to do is use King James as well, because it's like that mystical manipulation. A lot of people can't read King James. I can, because I like English literature and I like Old English. Do you get what I'm saying? But it is a very isolating version, like, especially if people have needs, like learning difficulties, disabilities, like, you know, like, you're a bit neurospicy. You can struggle with this. Do you understand? Not all neurospicy, but you can. At the same token, depending on, because you might be more of a visual learner. I just really feel like when I talk about disabilities or mental health, I have to really break it down, because the mental health community and the community around, you know, the discourse around disabilities is really demonized, and they're one of the most disenfranchised groups in society. So I feel the need to have to over explain when I'm talking, because I don't want people with additional needs to feel isolated or like I'm part of the problem. Oh, thanks, Shay. I'm doing well, babe. What did Smokey say? I can't see it. All right, so guys, I think I'm gonna let me try and just do one more. I want to just force by force. I want to push myself. I want to win the last. I didn't go. All right, so 10 reasons to learn about war. I'm not going to go through 10. I'm going to go through one. I might come back. YouTube, if I come back on TikTok, I think I'm going to do another live, because I'm just going to go absolutely ham this week. I think I will, because even if I come on here looking a mess, I've got to do it, because I think that I'm feeling in myself that there are more people that are coming out of the cult. And if they're not coming out of the cult, they're starting to question things about the cult. So I'm feeling like I need to have more content on there. But where I've been struggling with my mental health, I've been battling depression. So I haven't been able to just do like the content, because I don't have the motivation, to understand, to get up and do the content. Because coming on and speaking on live, it's just me, blah, blah, blah. It's just words. It doesn't have to be formatted. I don't have to research. Because the content, I put so much into it. I do so much research. I get so many receipts. It's backed with evidence. It takes me hours and hours and hours to do. And I just don't have the you know, like the attention span, like to just do it, like when I'm in the dumps. But I'm also learning to also be kind to myself. Like, Leah, if you can't get it done, you can't get it done. But it's from the cult, you know, they expect really, like, nothing is ever good enough. It's so sad. So I'm also working through that and just learning to be a lot kinder to myself, just love myself and just not feel like, you know, everything needs to be done, you know, like, ugh. Oh, thanks, Shah Gold. And everyone, make sure you're following me, because I don't have times when I go on. I just go on live because you know, I am a trauma survivor. I am battling with my mental health. So yeah, so thank you so much. That means, so then so guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say this final point on the good general, how my cult leader is obsessed with the narcissistic, with the German leader, HITLER. Then I'm gonna go through a few of the comments in YouTube, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna start to wind down the live. I will be back doing a live in the evening. I'm gonna say I'll be back, but I don't know, because YouTube, if I am really depressed and fighting for my life, I most likely won't be on YouTube. I'll be on TikTok. So Cherry Pie has put the link in, so make sure that you're following me on YouTube, because if I'm depressed in my bed crying, I'll come on TikTok, but I won't come on YouTube. It just seems like a bigger platform. Yeah, so make sure you're following me on TikTok. Okay. TikTok just feels like home, innit? It's mad. That's why you get people doing some mad stuff on TikTok, child, because it's mad. I don't know, TikTok's just a crazy world. All right, so Dag thinks that you need to learn about war to be a good Christian. So thank you, Queen. Thank you, Cherry Pie. So 10 reasons why we have to learn about war. I'm gonna just mention one. Then I'm gonna have a look. I'm gonna have a look through this book, and I will pick out some of the most awful points and come back and talk on them. Also, YouTube, it's my birthday on Wednesday. So I'm going to do a little birthday live as well. Jesus Christ leads the armies of heaven and makes war in righteousness. But Dag's talking about HITLER, dropping you know what, rallying troops. And do you see how it's contradictory? Because Jesus is talking about make war in righteousness. Like, you have to battle, you have to fight to maintain your righteousness. But this guy is talking about actual wars. You get what I'm saying? Like, using evil, wicked leaders that have wiped out like nations of people to use as an example in a Christian book. Can you imagine? I just think this is so controversial, because on one hand, he's saying, oh, the Jews, like, you know, like, I can't even say too much on TikTok. I just want to say absolutely love the Jewish culture, religion, everything about it. Yeah, so on one end he says, oh, that's the true people of, you know, God and whatever rhetoric, you know, they talk a lot of human fecal matter in the church, gotcha. So on one vein he's saying that, and so it just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, let's chop it up. A lot of people do nothing in the ministry because they do not want to fight. If you want to follow Jesus, you have to join his army and you have to fight. So that's why you'll hear them saying that they're, you know, running the race, they're fighting the good fight, they're fighting for Jesus, they're on that, but really they're fighting for the pastor. It's just human fecal matter. It's all rubbish. Do you know what I mean? Jesus was a lover, not a fighter, child. Do you know what I mean? What are you talking about, man? You lot are liars. Jesus won people over through his kind character, his beautiful nature, just his authenticity, who Jesus was. Because on one point he's soft as a dove, but don't get it twisted, he gonna flip them tables and whatever. Like, Jesus was a gangster. Don't ever get it twisted. Jesus was a G. He came to challenge the social constructs and the evil, wicked systems and leaders of the day. And he was moving with the gal dem. Bad man. He didn't give a damn, because Jesus could control himself. He could be around the PROSTITUS, you know, he could be around the SEX workers. He could be around the gal dem that weren't married, because Jesus knew how to control himself. It wasn't the woman's fault. And there's so many hidden meanings through his actions, the parables. It's absolutely fascinating to unpack when you go within and you're not held to the constraints and confinements of religion. And that's what I would say, throw the religion in the bin, dash it, flush it down the toilet, man. You don't need it. If you're saying you're a Christian and you believe in Yeshua, go and study his doctrine. Go and study his parables. They don't do enough of it. They're coded. It's hidden. He's put hidden gnosis, like knowledge within the parables and the texts. That's why they don't want Mary Magdalene's book out, because she understood it in that way. The disciples understood it in more of a religious way. And that's okay, because everyone has their own perceptions and their own understandings of things. It's just not what Jesus intended. Do you get what I'm saying? That's and I'm not even going to say my truth. Just that's what it is, babe. But again, it is my truth. I can't enforce it onto others because some people may not believe in that. But I think when we're looking at it through a matriarchal Christian lens, that's definitely what it is. So he just puts this scripture 11:19, but he also said Jesus Christ is a lamb who makes war. So he says the lamb made war on the 10 kings who united themselves against him and overcame them. And this is all from Revelation. Remember, Revelation's very mystical. It's kind of like very prophetic. It's like metaphoric. There's a lot of, Revelation, you've got to really be tapped in to really understand what it's saying. So I think he's just used these scriptures to just throw people off, because what he's saying is just absolute shit. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it makes no sense. It's absolute human fecal matter. We need to get these books banned and thrown in the bin at this point. Do you know what I mean? So he said the lamb made war on the 10 kings who united themselves against him and overcame them. Jesus Christ is a lamb who makes war. I thought Jesus came to be the light of the world. I thought, isn't Jesus a peacemaker? So beautiful, so beautiful. Jesus, you're beautiful to me. What? I don't know who this Jesus is that he's talking about. This is absolutely insane. God teaches our hands to war. God wants to teach you how to fight a war. If you believe, you will be supernaturally enabled and guided on how to make war. Do you see that when I'm telling you they're teaching hate and not love, and teaching love as hate, and changing the meanings of things and indoctrinating people through extremist rhetoric? You lot think it's a game. It's not a game. It's very serious. Like how they have, what in Islam, very, thingy views. They've got that in Christianity as well. It's these guys. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, Dag, absolutely nuts. What is it going to take one of these guys to do something absolutely nuts for them to look into the church cult, the doctrine, this, that, and the third? Anyway, these cults better be careful, chat, because these people are about to down last their man, because what they've been teaching up in there is absolutely crazy. So he said, God wants to teach you how to fight a war. If you believe, you will be supernaturally enabled and guided on how to make war. Psalm 18:34. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. It's like, Dag, you've just put the one verse in there. It's so out of context. What he's done here with oh my God, did you know what? The doctrine's going to get me angry. I can feel it. And then he said, we are instructed to fight a good fight. There's a clear word. The Bible says that you must fight. God urges you to fight. A good fight is a good fight because you win. A good fight is a fight with a good purpose. That good fight is like so metaphoric. It's talking about the fights within. It's talking about the internal wrestling. Do you know what I mean? Against self, the ego, the shadow, all of that self, that's fighting the good fight within to maintain your faith, to maintain your beliefs, to maintain the authenticity of who you are. That's what they're talking about. But do you see, they don't understand. So he has to create an enemy for the Bible to make sense, an invisible enemy. What? You don't understand, because you have to be operating at the highest frequency to understand the parables and understand the teachings of Christ. And that is love. If you don't have love in your heart, you won't be able to translate it, and you won't be able to understand what Yeshua is saying, because he operates through that frequency of love. So that's how I know they're all liars and the truth ain't in them. All right, I'm going to end here, guys, because the book's triggered me. His doctrine and his works are very demonic. So like when you read them, it's like there's a lot of energy. I'm going to put on a little something because it has really, really, it's very dark, heavy energy. Is anyone else feeling like that? It's very kind of, and that's what they will make us listen to all the time, because the pastors aren't allowed to preach from the Bible. They've got to preach from the cult leaders' books. All right. So I'm going to look at some of the comments because I'm on YouTube live at the same time, TikTokers, yeah. Oh, Joy, your comments still making me crease up, they're suffering in there, pretending to be happy. Oh my God. Titles are given to supplies to boost their ego and in return to keep narcissistic supply loyalty. Yeah. Joy said I was going crazy inside. Yeah, girl, you're just unaliving inside, isn't it? You're just becoming a shell of yourself. Jaden, I don't get what you're trying to say, babe. He was unalive because he was too good. Who's that, babe? Are you talking about Jesus or Dag's son? Because I can't remember, because his son unalived himself. I knew they were after my papers. They arranged marriages with no garnet. Okay, I think what she's trying to say is they tried to arrange a marriage for her for papers with a Ghanaian that was illegal. Oh my God. In fact, I went for missionary work in France with my pastor back in 2008. Sorry, girl. I don't mean to laugh. It's just crazy because that was the peak time. That was when he was radicalizing us. I can't lie. You know, like we had the camp, why are you not a missionary? And then they started sending people out in 2008. So that makes a lot of sense. So this is someone who's been a missionary. I took pictures with Dag in his hotel room back then. Those pictures used to be special. It's like you're close to God. Yeah. So especially the people who were begs, like they'll have a picture with everyone, like all the ministers. You know me, I was coming from gangs, innit? So I weren't trying to be a fan and like do that up because I was too much like from the road, like still thinking I was bad, innit? Even once I was getting heavily indoctrinated, but you can't. That's why when people are saying like, oh, they were in gangs and they were this and they were that, I'm like, oh, bitch, I don't believe you. Because even at my most severely indoctrinated, you could take the girl out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the girl. I don't care how MF brainwashed you are, Cha. I don't care because there's an indoctrination. They've programmed you already. Like, but if you're hood smart, like if you've gone through like that school of like just being in the ends, being in the hood, like being around certain man them, it's like you were a victim. You were never that. You weren't a G. You were a victim because you don't have that programming. You're not built like that. You don't think that way. You were an actor. You were an actor on the roads. And I'm not saying because there's actors that bore people up, babe. There's actors that unalive people, babe. They're still actors. They're still fake. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, we have to separate the mental health, your absolute madness, and then what it means to be a real G outside in the car. Yeah? Okay. Because there's just a certain indoctrination that doesn't go from the roads. Like, I don't care what anyone tells you, B. Like, because a gang is a high control group. So there is a certain indoctrination that you will have in your psyche, babes. Like, what? Despite being a Ghanaian myself, I observed there was discrimination amongst tribes. I couldn't imagine how non-Christians would have felt, non-Ghanaians would have. I felt isolated. I felt like I had to learn the language, put on the accent, and become Ghanaian. I used to tell people I was half Ghanaian and half Lebanese to feel like I had to fit in because it's a cult. It's a cult. Oh, look, Sosa said specifically those aunties with their tree. Babe, I had to learn bits of tree like to survive. And I was starting to understand it. I was starting to understand it so much so that when the pastors are talking, I start laughing. And they're like, oh, we have to be careful. Leah is understanding now. So they would have to tell me to like leave the room sometimes, you know, like when if a certain minister was about or whatever, because I was starting to pick it up. You know, when you're just around a lot of Ghana, it's just the culture, innit? Like they're always talking tree, and then it's like you got to fit in. Yeah, I know he's in London, babe. Yeah, because he just came to get 30 bags, innit? Like 30 plus bags, but I don't know if he could achieve into the 6 figures anymore here. Like he could have got that before on one footing, just coming to London Apache. You know, Dag will be making 100 bags like 10 years ago, but he can't raise them kind of funds anymore. This guy's a liar. He's clutching for straws. He's desperate. That's why he came here with his dry begging. Do you know what I mean? In First Love, yeah, that's why he came doing that up. I thank God I left, but I felt lonely at first because all my friends were there. I joined when I was 16 years old. I spent 12 years there. Oof. I'm so sorry, Queen. I didn't know I was a part of the cult until I saw Leah's video. Then I knew I was part of a cult. Oh, God. So is that happening? People who left years ago and then they're coming across the content. That's why they HATE what I'm doing, Ja. Because people are awakening. Dag Heward's favorite HITLER quote: "How good for leaders that their people don't think." How good for leaders that their people don't think. Oh, Sosa, please message me because you can help me unlock a lot of those memories from the HITLER era, because you were around and you would have been like me, like coming on the Tuesday services, watching all the preaching and the teaching. You might be able to help me get some of these messages. So if you could do that, if you remember any of the messages where he's been talking about HITLER, but to be honest, I probably need to look up the good general. And then I will see in there, because I think I've been disassociated for a while around the preaching and teaching. I really want to start doing some quality content for YouTube on his doctrine, like really exposing this MFR. I was too busy with church work, visitation, choir practices, youth church, shepherd meeting, spending hours in church, must read Bishop's book. So I didn't have time for personal relationship with God. Yes. Because they're always like, where the law, but they make the church and the cult leader synonymous with God. So the people in there think they're working for God. They think they're doing that for God, like they're sacrificing, and they have a relationship with the cult leader, the cult master, and then the church cult. They have absolutely no relationship with God. That's why I bad them up like this. Like, I don't, Minakir. Do you get what I'm trying? Like, I don't give a damn, babe. I bad you up because you don't know God. Do you understand? Like, I know God. Like, you don't know God, babes. So I'm gonna bad you up to get, because I'm gonna show you that the God that you're serving a man, babes. I'm serving God. You're serving a man, and that man can't save you, because all I'm gonna do is sit down and just expose them through psychological concepts and ideology. I'm just gonna use mind science, huh? Do you know what I mean? Because that's all they've used. It's mind games. That's all it is. It's brainwashing. It's indoctrination. It's mind control. It's a high control group. That's all it is, B. That's on period, point blank. And on that, I'm going to leave it. Are cults involved in juju? Yes, I do believe that they do upjudge. Yes. Yes, I do. I believe that they're into dark practices and dark magic. I believe that they hypnotize people. I believe that they put people under hypnosis, mind altered state. Like, all of that is, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I believe that they do a lot of that. They do it up. They do a lot of spell work. They do a lot of, what do they call them? Incantations. And a lot of the incantations that they do is through, call and response, like repeat. You will make it. You will be the head and not the tail. What the devil has planned for you. Now say, devil. Why are we speaking to the devil? Like, even when you give your life, when you do the sinner's prayer, they tell you now, say, Lord Jesus, I accept you as my Lord and Savior. Then they go into a bit when they say, now say, devil, I am not going to work with you anymore. I am not under your power. They'll leave you alone. Leave me alone in the name of Jesus. And really say it, really mean it. Why am I talking to them? Why am I conjuring up the devil? Why am I calling his name? Why am I evoking that spirit? That's what it is. It's evoking a spirit. Like when people call on spirits and again, I'm not mad at it. Do you know what I mean? I speak to my nan. I'm into the ancestors thing. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I don't think that's demonic, bitch. Like, if your ancestor unalives, their spirit still lives on. They're not. It's not like it's not like they're nothingness anymore. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of people that speak to their grand that unalive. Like my nan. I feel like my nan is with me. Like, her energy is with me. Like, my nan was a fighter and a warrior. That's where I get it from. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Even praying for the unaliving of your enemies is that's also evil, because you should be praying for them, not break it. So that's the thing with these Christians. Like, you see how I'm badding them up? I'm doing this because I want to get it out. I want people to see the evil that is within, because it's not what goes inside of a man that defiles him. It's what comes out. Me, I'm in my little corner. I'm alone. I'm fine. The minute you get on the wrong side of me, oh, bitch, hell hath no fury for a woman's cause. Don't come for me, babe. Don't come for me, babe. Do not come for me, because your life will never be the same when you try. Look at Dag. Look at Dag now. Look at First Love. Look at all the church cults that I've spoken on. Don't come for me, B. I got some mad divine protection on me. Like, God will literally raises a standard. Like, God himself, smoke will be coming out of his nostrils upon your backside. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, God don't play about me, homie. God don't play about me, homie. I boast in my God. I've never boasted in myself. Not a day in my life. It's all God. So don't try me, babes. And on that note, I'm going to go. I feel he was talking about Apache in the evening. You know what? If you lot are going to come on here and tell me that he was talking about me, can you tell me what it was? Because someone else was doing it on TikTok and it was getting on my nerves. Are you lot going to send me receipts? Are you going to send me links to where he was talking? Because hearing that he's talking about me, it just... That don't mean nothing to me. But I hope the people that are in there, they're listening. Because, like, how stupid are you? Like, why is he talking about me? Like, so he's any big bad Dag of the whole world. He's got millions of people. Remember, Dag made me relevant. Dag made me relevant. Because of Dag, I'm relevant, apparently. So why are you talking about me in your church service, baby? Small little Leah from West London. Why are you chatting about me, homie? Ain't you? You're a big time mega church pastor. What? It's so jarring. That is jarring. So give me the link. Send me, comment under my video. Send me the link, IY. I'm going to go on and try and look for it myself. But I've got a survivor that's good at finding these things. So I'm going to ask him. All right, guys, I'm going to head off now. Both TikTok and YouTube. I'll be back later. I'm going to do a late evening live. You lot, by then I probably would have heard the preaching and I'll be fired up by then. Do you know what I mean? Like, ready to just like let it rip. So even TikTok, you better be ready to go over to YouTube if it gets too... But I don't know, I might be calm later as well. I just want to say thank you to everyone for their gifts on TikTok. Thank you so much. And for the mods keeping the space safe, and for the mods and Cherry Pie, special big up to you, girl. You've really held it down on YouTube, because I had a lot more people than I thought. Love to you, Queen. To everybody that supports all of the survivors, I absolutely love you guys. I want to say hold the hope. That's the name of our CIC. Hold the hope, y'all. I know it's hard. It's very difficult at the moment. We're fighting for our mental health. We're fighting to just stay. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why I've been feeling to come on the live so much, because there's an energy like of people struggling, like mental health wise. And because we're a collective, we share in that shadow trauma. So I know if I'm feeling really depleted or really depressed, I know that that's what we are. We're a collective. Do you understand? Because we're all deconstructing and deprogramming. We're all in that same kind of, I don't want to say bubble of grief, because we're healing. Yeah, we're all part of that healing journey. And we share in the shadow experiences of the trauma that went down in these church cult spaces. So keep your head up, guys. It's just that it will pass. Yeah, it will pass as the time goes on. So love y'all. I'm going to be back later or whatever. Bye, YouTube. Love y'all.